down the hatches! It's the Kraken!
One pirate, one peg! Go for the eyes!
If there's combat this session, go for the eyes.
Okay, so that brings us up to session number 87, or as I've now got the other numbers going, season 4, episode 8. So it's a lot easier to tell how far into a certain storyline you are.
Yes.
I shall turn the music down a little bit more.
So we actually don't know what the final episode number is. We just know that we're 4
Well,
episodes in.
Yeah.
We don't know what. Yeah, we don't know what season we're going up to.
Well, there are 5 seasons in each story arc,
Yep.
and there are 6 story arcs.
Did you say we're in season 4?
You're in season 4 of the second story arc.
Okay, that's season 4 of 5.
Yes.
Okay, alrighty.
Which
Just
does...
making a mental note of what that means. Because where we are in the arc, it means we're starting heading to the end game.
Of this part of the story,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Look, I can see the end game. Right, Tony knows
It's right
that.
there. This huge fleet of pirates should say towards us. That's the end game.
Yeah.
That's gonna be us, yeah, so.
Okay. So,
Um,
the recap of what happened last session.
I
mean, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I can do it all off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
It's also normally easier for me to do it at the start of a thing because that way people get an idea of what's
Apologies
important.
for interrupting.
So we had left off last session with you going out onto the Great Lake of Atruaghin, heading off to try to investigate the mysterious being known as the Master, who may have started invading Atruaghin.
right.
You weren't sure exactly what was going to happen. You've just come back from recovering a devastation orb and getting it out of the hands of the public and the governments of the world.
A lot of them don't like us for it.
Not satisfied with that, we said, please sir, give us more.
Unfortunately, you have to stab anyone.
So
They
the
did give us more. Loki left us.
Careful what you wish.
No, we did get more. Loki let us leave alive.
It's true.
yes, but very few things actually want to kill you outright. They just like making you miserable.
Yes. Yes. Although there's some that want to kill us outright, but they don't know that yet because they don't know who we are.
There's that.
Once they find out, we're in trouble.
Okay, so you've had quite a few different things happen. Talked to quite a few experts, and you decided you'd jump on a boat and head towards the city on the edge of the Great Lake. I would bring the map up, but my screen isn't working properly, so I'll do that later. And
Ankasoli.
Ankasoli, yes.
That sounds better.
And we ended up leaving the session with you seeing a bunch of flags on the horizon. Not flags, sails on the horizon. As far spreading across the horizon as far as you can see.
No.
Oh, as far as we can see. Oh, great.
That's where you need to push that button without hoisting the thing and
Posting the thing and doing what's that?
stab him between the eyes.
That would work, I'm sure. Of course, if they're close enough to stab, then I'm sure Trolicus will be happy.
Calcrix just runs up to them and Eep runs down her nose and
I wish
stabs
I
them.
was a wizard. I thought a wizard. Flight of ships, not a problem.
So your melee combat capability is a familiar.
Well, Eep is technically looks like a carnivorous plant, but I have a feeling that if Eep wanted to, she could make blades out of her leaves.
So what I'm saying is that if anyone could create a tidal wave at this point, we could wipe out the entire evading desert nomads.
That
would.
is actually a really brilliant idea.
is.
Would
Yes.
be great
So-
if we had our water tunnel system.
Yes.
What happened to our water?
And at level 20.
It was, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And his name was Tidal, so it actually suits with
yeah, that
Tidal.
would have, so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll start off the game here. We're up to, this is my 1400th session since I started running games again.
I was going to bring cake, but we're trying to...
Congratulations.
Well, I managed to end last year on 1,399.
That is really nice.
And I thought, well, that's not too bad to stop at that and have a break
Yeah.
from everything for a while.
Yes.
You had a lot of characters to update.
Yeah, and I've managed to get two of the D&D ones mostly up to date, just not counting items. That they will come along later. And then I'm going to work my way through them until they're all up to date and have all the extra stuff associated with them. But I'm also doing updates to the site at the same time. So you'll be able to see the rules that are compatible with D&D.
Yes.
Does this mean, as punishment, if players are exhaustively late or they do something else that displeases the DM, you will give them tasks to help you do updating?
Quite possibly.
I'm just being hopefully amusing.
Now, since I sort of worked 40 hours, I'm in there now. I'll let Barton do
I
mine.
think you can get an extra nice item if you volunteer
Yeah.
to help with
Actually,
updating.
players have done that in the past.
So,
Someone has
Alrighty.
tuned those scripts for iPads. That's my phone on the classes page.
Yeah. So it fixed the problem?
No,
no, it
No,
doesn't
it's
work
the
on his
same
phone
problem.
either.
Ah.
It's just there's less space there to show the lack of content.
Okay.
So, Paul, would you like to describe your character to everyone?
Well, according to your website, he doesn't exist. But anyway, no.
It is the void.
And that's how we like it.
No, that's how you'd like it because you're an ass. Right.
That's
You're
true.
a pain, yes. You're a pain. Yeah. Dark blue haired, elven pretty boy, diplomat, healer, warlock, magic item specialist, and carrier of legendary items. And object shaman apparently because he talks to them a lot.
I talk to objects a lot too.
It's always
Yeah,
when
but
the
yours
objects
don't
talk back when you don't expect them to talk
That
back.
I
That's the
told
problem.
you.
Yes, that's true.
It's when you don't expect them to talk back and they do. That's the
Wait till
problem.
you're on day
Yes,
3 of
but
not
I'm
sleeping
used to
and
talking
then
to,
you hear our own voices.
My sword
Weirdly
and
enough,
getting a reply even though it's not talking.
me out
I'm used to
And it's
chatting to
common.
my bag.
throughout the
uh,
sleep deprivation
yeah.
world. Yep.
It's not too bad. And then we have Jeff.
Yes.
Okay, I'm playing Telecus, who's... My description's been so long. Basically, dark-haired, tattooed sailor. He's reasonably well presented, wearing a little vest, carrying a lot of blades. He has a
So
short
sailor or pirate?
sailor.
Okay. Alright.
He's a happy sailor.
Okay.
He's Han Solo.
Yeah. He's really he's a bit of a gambler. Likes to take risks.
Yeah.
You sure he's not Lando?
Yeah, it could be Lando.
No, because Lando's a gambler who
Didn't
does
say no
stuff.
to Han Solo, it said
Yeah.
no to Lando. We
Yeah.
know where you said.
Because Lando's a gambler who does stuff. He does stuff and gambles.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, Han Solo was the one who said, "We're gonna make it." Because we'll be all together.
Yeah.
Like he confidently said, "We're gonna do great."
We're going to do great. My force of will says so. Please work.
Especially that lovely scene in the original Star Wars where he ran round the corner chasing the stormtroopers
And
they
then
snapped
back
and
again.
realised that he was one bloke.
Well,
That's Telecus.
well, at that point they realised he didn't have his Wookiee with him.
Okay, so just gonna see who's making the who's got the extra noise on their end. So David, I think you must have something close to the microphone.
You're making clacking.
Oh, my
noises.
apologies. I'm just, doing things.
Yeah,
All
that's
good.
okay.
Yes.
Do
less things.
Then we have Kessler.
Alright. I am playing Kukulani Aokai. She goes by Lonnie. Because that's easier to say. And she is a human from the Makai peoples of the Ridley Islands.
Yeah.
Former sailor, weapons master.
Just talk
Has
shit.
many titles. Some of them self-imposed.
The site doesn't.
We have Weapons Master, Lonnie Undying, Bane of Giants, Provisioner Pixies, the Fey Human Standard Bearer of Planet.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't forget the standard bearing.
The Cool Cape Crusader.
That is essential.
Bound to Bastet. And as we learn through updates for your officer, maybe?
You're
Or
a
current officer.
current officer.
Current officer, we already knew.
Does that mean you're an actual pirate? Sorry, you're not a pirate. You're a privateer.
Privateer.
Because you've got a license.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it means she can now serve in any officer capacity on a
So
ship.
you
Cool.
say privateer,
And most
I'll
other
compensate
races
pirate.
will hire her on just because she's got that bit of paper saying she's graduated as an officer
Yeah.
of the Indian Navy.
I'm qualified, but I've never got a bit of pay.
Yep. See, I got the official.
We've actually got enough people here to crew a ship. Not a big one.
And most people will pay her double what they pay a normal person because of the qualifications.
Ooh, you're working
I'm
coins.
fancy. Yeah.
Super
And
fancy.
I know most of the weapons. So,
So-
that's
Yes.
Then we have Ariadna.
Camera there.
Camera up there.
Unlike everyone else, I'm fortunate enough to have a representative of my character, thanks to Ross. Calcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings. She also has her companion, Brindle Waffle Brewmaster, her coffee gnome, who is her companion through most of her adventures. And she recently acquired another companion called Eek, who appears as a carnivorous plant at the moment and talks in a very tiny voice.
And has a puppet.
And has a favourite puppet who doesn't always say by Gorm.
Yeah.
And sometimes kind of reveals a little bit of her true nature there.
Mm-hmm.
Calcrix has got the black aspects because of her dealings with the Queen of Darkness, and in her list of pen pals are included the avatar of the Queen of Darkness, a Cthulhu-looking beastie, as well as several other people from cities all around the what would it be called?
The realm?
World? The realm.
around and through the world?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Well, there's an inner world and an outer world and a middle world.
Exactly. And sometimes that helps her, but considering one of her pen pals is 2 years behind her,
Doesn't work.
no, there's just complications. Yeah.
Hey, time travel does make things interesting.
Yeah, just make sure both of you give your letters to Drazzle. They'll turn up.
Well, yeah, that's why. Why do you think Calcrix keeps Drazzle in coffee and cookies?
Yeah, he's useful.
And hugs.
And online today we have Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing Atruaghin, who a tribesman of the Atruaghin clan, originally a watchman from the Deer tribe of the Elk clan. However, in his extensive endeavours and in his age of decrepitude now, Atruaghin has chosen him personally to become a shaman of the clans, and also recently become chieftain of the new dragon tribe. Or
Jeremy,
dragon tribe.
With your agedness, does that mean
Of
you
which
now?
he's discovering that he has a number of tribespeople under his potential command in that sort of sense, and was recently apparently provided a gift from his tribe of a new elk.
Elk?
In inverted commas.
Yeah. I was going to say, does the reference to age made so that you can say I'm too old for this shit?
Yes.
Okay, as far as the Atruaghin clan, he's been too old for anything for a long time.
Yeah. No truer word ever said, I'm just going to go get my milk.
All good. Okay,
I'm
and
only 60 years past retirement.
Yes. He's not 60 yet.
next up is David.
How unfortunate for everybody around me.
Yes.
Hello, I am David. I play Payne. I play Payne, who is, as far as you know, a very unpleasant-looking elf/murder hobo who frequently disappears into a gem now,
It's been held by.
and also hates everyone and everything around here.
Especially the person carrying the gem.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be worse.
Yeah, could be Capri.
It could be.
Okay, so
Could
that,
be wizard that experimented.
and you do have an NPC who's a dragonborn named Druzzle who's traveling with you, who talks in riddles.
We are in a very deep way.
That's true.
Oops.
Just imagine who might then pick it up.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay, so you can see sails on the horizon. Does any of you have a spyglass?
Oh, good
I
question.
think
I
may.
should.
I think it's part of the sail, isn't it?
I believe so.
Not always guaranteed, because hey, you've had a lot of journeys. You may have lost that along the way.
Yeah.
And
But as a ship's officer, I would expect one of you.
the ship's officer may have one.
One.
They're still expensive.
Oh, they're expensive.
Well, they're more than uncommon items.
I don't have them.
Well, they've always been bloody expensive for me.
I've got navigator's tools.
Yeah, so you can say which direction is which.
I don't need navigator's tools.
No, I don't have
Is
it.
any of is the captain near me?
There is a captain near you, yes.
Can I borrow you your spyglass, please? So,
Okay. He hands you his spyglass.
awesome.
How is it you don't have a spyglass?
I just never got one.
She's never been on the boat long enough to actually
I'm going
need
to
one.
my character's been video.
Fair
So
So
that
if it belongs to the ship, she has to keep giving it back.
I used it as a weapon at one point.
Oops.
And it broke. It was a good baton.
I'm going to
For one swing.
Yeah.
A good
All right.
1,000 GP
Yeah,
was.
so I
What
borrowed
was
the
it?
captain's
Once.
spyglass. Anybody have to climb the crow's nest if there's
Hey,
one?
give me an insight roll.
Insight.
To read what they're doing, not to see them.
To be fair, I thought it was my blank.
What the hell is that?
Pretty good, I think.
That's a 15 on the. What number is that? Actually, not.
That is a 15.
Thank you. I'm going to have to use a different dice now because the light in here is terrible for me.
Hey
yeah.
Google, table light on.
Ah.
If that actually works, I'll be surprised.
So it was insight,
Hey
wasn't
Google, table light on.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
it? That is 21.
You just have to talk at it as if it's in trouble.
Too bad.
It also takes a while to catch up.
Yes.
I find the more miffed you sound, the quicker it works.
There's a reason for that. The more miffed you sound, the clearer you speak.
Yeah,
Because you get more clipped.
No, I have other dice around somewhere.
that is true.
Oh, that was the way
Um,
my connection
I was
is to
gonna
the
say,
numbers.
do you
Yeah.
need dice?
It's fine now.
My actual dice box is somewhere else.
Yeah. But
Okay,
he's
so we
fine
talking
now,
the
so
book
it's okay.
box or the plastic box?
Well, it's like that one.
The
Oh, the
box.
other one like that.
It's okay, I just can't remember where I put it because
That's
it's been over a month since I run a game.
It's
Alright.
not hard to have a look around for this.
Alright, so
So,
is this when we load pain into the trebuchet?
We literally have a
To
flying
be honest,
dragon.
I feel like he wouldn't necessarily fight us too hard. It might be underneath those bears over there. You're
Quite
looking for like a
possibly.
wooden box with like superheroes or something on it.
Yeah.
it's similar to this
Oh,
one.
I see it.
Yep.
Underneath the cards over there.
Okay.
Ah, yeah, I see it now. There you go.
There are other things up here.
Dice identified.
Yeah, that is the proper one. It's always good to have the dice that I know roll badly.
So there's
Yes.
the same all the time.
Yes.
At that consistency.
Yes.
I just have
Alright. Ready for
It's reasonably good.
start.
Okay, so looking out in the thing, you're looking at the ships and you find it odd that they're at full sail pointing towards you when you've got the wind behind you.
That is weird.
They've got their own wind.
No, they're.
Or,
Oh yeah, they have their own wind, or they're going against one of them.
being a sailor, can
They are not using the natural wisdom.
No, they're using their own wind.
so they're using their own window, they're an illusion. Is there any way I can try and work out if it's an illusion or not?
It'd be
You'd
too
be
good to
about.
be true to be
You,
an
you do
illusion.
think that it would be about 8 hours away from reaching you.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a good distance away.
Many miles.
I will mention this to my more magically inclined people to say they're coming towards us and they're going against the wind and very fast against the wind.
I was gonna say look as if they're standing still or they're approaching?
They're approaching.
Well, it looks as if they're approaching, but hey, at that distance, you see no movement.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's like little dots on the horizon.
So we just spotted ourselves out of it. Okay, have a look yourself.
Yeah, take a look. I'll ask the captain, has he heard of any activity of anything matching? Well, I don't know. Can I distinguish color?
Well, remember, one of the aspects that we were dealing with was the fact that there hadn't been any word from Akasoli for some time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
quite a few
So
weeks.
it's very likely they've
Sure.
been invaded and that this is the
Yeah.
approaching force.
This is
But
incredible.
I would be curious to see if the captain has heard anything about any reports of a fleet of ships.
Very much so.
He's not heard any reports of a fleet of ships. He is worried about a fleet of ships because there shouldn't be any fleet on this lake.
I was gonna say it's a lake.
It's a lake.
There should not be a fleet.
It has no rivers leading into or out.
How many ships were there?
Oh, so it's a dead lake.
It's basically it is a lake.
Landlocked lake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How many ships were there?
It's a big pond.
More than you can count.
Oh,
It is a very large lake, though, isn't it?
It
That's
is.
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, yeah, okay, just run around.
You're looking at the largest inland lake that is in the region.
It's kind of like the lakes you'll get out of
It's not like
Canada,
you have a
really
fleet
just
that's
Yeah.
like.
really quite
yeah,
expansive.
it's one of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
But
But
it's-
it's hard to believe there's a fleet
But it's
this
got
big.
no incoming water.
Yeah.
That's what that. Yeah, that's
They
what
might go there.
I think
But
what
I think
Tolkien
this
and I
is
are thinking.
Because it's got
Magical lake?
no, we already know it's got
Is-
an attachment to the.
And it must be fairly large
water.
boats
Yeah.
as well, we can see it from this distance.
Yeah, if we can see it from this distance, it would be large boats, and for that to be a whole fleet of ships on this lake,
I think there's
Like-
some.
that's super curious. I'm curious to go closer to see what exactly this is because, like, yes, that's threatening, but it also doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, but also the crew of the ship we're on may decide, no, we don't want to get any closer to that.
I'm gonna just try to convince the captain.
Sorry,
to continue
Martin.
sailing closer.
Can I be rude and just ask you to turn either the music down or off? It's interfering with the audio coming through.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should now cut off for you. Is that better?
Perfect, thank you so much. Yeah, much better.
Perfect. Yeah. So
It's nice, but yeah, it is an extra load on the ears.
So I think with that, I do recognize it as the threat that it is, but keeping in mind like the area and knowing that it's likely an invading force, I would like to see if I can convince the captain to continue sailing forward until we're able to better identify.
Do we
Whatever.
need to at this stage?
Yeah, we can just
Well,
say
that's
it.
what, we need to go that way.
The thing is, anyone
And
actually got
that
knowledge
doesn't
of
seem
this
right to
How
lake?
many ships of us? How many? We just a lone ship.
You're
We're
a single
alone.
ship.
And
Now-
which we're probably just not even like a full
Does
brigade.
anyone
we're probably
have
just a small
knowledge
ship.
of the lake?
As in,
That's a good question.
Because
Can I do a history roll?
we'd like to.
You can do a history roll.
Work out. Like for a fleet of
So
ships
just
that
trying to bring up
size,
stuff so I can actually look at the map myself.
well,
Yeah.
How the hell are they going to dock that many ships, and how the hell are they going to build that many ships?
So I'm gonna roll a history
Well,
check for the lake.
yeah.
Just
Give me a
so
sec.
I know the area once it's.
they had
I
to
can't do
have
everything
at the same
somewhere
time.
else, possibly through the plane of water.
Well, that's
Although
our
that
option.
might
That
the
was
ship
the only
things to do.
other. Yeah, that'd be the only other way I could.
Yeah.
But my
Unless they've all got
theory
wheels
is,
on.
like this lake, there being no shipyards
Because
or
they're
docking.
because they're
No,
also
it's
coming
not
from a.
occupied.
They're
But
coming
it's
from
too
a
bloody
desert,
dangerous.
so there's no natural resource to build ships either.
Well, there's nowhere to build it. There's
Yeah.
nowhere around this lake to build them.
But you probably have places
The
like this
north
like,
and-
where you'd be able to
north,
build
south,
a
east.
boat at a time, but
Hey.
nothing to this scale.
Well, yeah, no one's trying to build anything more than a dinghy.
Well, I mean, the thing is that there's only really two major settlements on the edge of the lake.
Yeah.
One of them is the one we just left at
And the one- yeah, the one we're trying to go to.
Akaros, and the other one was the one we're going to, Akasoli.
And
And
neither
they're,
of
like,
them,
they're on the east and west side of the lakes respectively.
yeah.
And neither
But
of
there
them-
are two forts and two towns also on the lake.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But
And
Yeah, but to build and to dock that many ships,
yeah, none of them
that's
are
what I'm
capable
trying
of
to work
doing
out.
it.
It
You see
takes so
there's
long.
so it is over.
By looking at it, it's probably about 125 miles east to west and about 100 miles north to south.
So
Yep.
the fact that you've got 100 miles worth of land that you can actually drop things off on is
Yeah.
quite a lot of space.
Yeah, you'd still need.
Yeah, but still,
you'd still need ships
with
with
ships
wheels on
and
them.
that.
You're not
So a
going
couple
to
of
build them in
things.
place. Yeah.
I know my printouts not updated. Could I technically use it for this session?
Yes.
So I don't have to bother you with lots of questions. Another one is we currently know a Dragonborn with a portal in his cart.
Yes.
So this fleet could be of could have been magically pulled through to here.
Oh,
That's what
definitely.
we're
Yeah.
thinking.
They could have
Drazzle-
portaled in.
I'm just
Could
going to go get
Drazzle
my
pull a
stats.
ship from his... Can we put the ship in Drazzle's...
Into a boat? I don't think so.
Well, no, I think the implication there is
I'm
not
just
necessarily
gonna-
that it would fit
no,
through
yeah.
Drazzle's portal, but the concept of being able to transport via portals is certainly well known to us,
Yeah.
and therefore potentially well known to other people.
Yes.
I'm just getting my sheet, but I have skills that can hide us,
Um,
disguise us, or either them. So that's
Well,
what I'm
cool.
doing.
How many days or whatever travel are we
Let's just be back.
out of Akor?
I believe you're 1 or 2 days out.
And they're about 8 hours away from us at the present
Yeah.
time. So they're virtually almost at Akaros, like having presumably come from Akasoli.
You'd
from the
think
other
that
side.
they would be about middle of the lake.
Okay, yep.
That's
But yeah, the point being that yes, it's not like we can turn back and provide much warning
Yeah.
Yeah.
for Akaros.
No, because they're using magic or something to come this direction. So they're going against the wind.
Exactly, and we would be going against the wind on our way back without necessarily having the support of magic.
And
Yeah.
my suspicion is then that...
Unless we can use the same wind they're using.
Oh,
They're going to have faster ships than us anyway.
these guys might be heading towards Akor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not heading to us, they're heading to us behind us.
Because I've been watching a novel of
Yes.
Critical Role recently, and have the message spell.
That's a wizard thing.
And
Yeah, as I say,
the message spell is for line of sight and for limited
Yeah.
distance. You're talking about sending, which allows you to
Sending.
actually go beyond
Yeah.
line of
Yeah.
sight.
Sending.
Yeah. Although, from memory, you have to know the person you're sending it
Well,
to.
I'm pretty sure we
Yes.
we know somebody who's in, who got onto the boat and stuff. We know people in the camp.
Well, at the very least, you'll know people in the Night River Inn in Akaros,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is where we just left.
Yes. I can't remember if that one's sending a ritual spell, because if it is, I can do it. Or would potentially
As
do
long
it.
as it's in your ritual book.
Oh, yeah. But given some of the changes that Martin's done, I'm going to have a lot more rituals than I've got at the moment.
Which is useful for someone who's a spellcaster.
Oh wait, did I learn
You
anything
did.
like
You did.
that? I
Yeah,
learned
basically,
Nice.
gives me
We
back
didn't
some
put
of the
down what
messages
you
the other
we were
people
talking
do.
about message
Oh,
because
talk
it'll be
about it.
useful.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to learn message, you can have learned message, which is
Yeah.
great for ship-to-ship communication.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sending is not one of the standards, because that's the only one you've got at the moment, not one of the standard ritual spells.
I will quickly check on what I've got up there because I did add some rituals.
Yeah. It's one that makes sense to be a ritual.
I basically made it anything that was more than an action or ritual.
Yeah. I think sending takes more than a full round, because you've got to actually give the message.
Sending is one action.
Oh, okay.
Range unlimited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is definitely sending. Yeah. Send a short message, 3-5 words or less, to a creature with which you are familiar.
Yes.
So you have to be best buds, you just have to be familiar.
Yeah, I've got to have, yeah. This is
Another
one
name
of
with
And sending means that you can send them from one side of the universe to the other and it
Yeah.
will get there.
this is why you want to talk to every barman you ever meet. Because they're good for disseminating information and asking questions.
Okay, so yes,
Especially
and-
Northern ones, they're going to stay around
That's
for a
what I
while.
always say, you can reply to this message.
so you think that you're probably coming up on Ithildown Island on your
it the first island?
That's the
The
first
first
island, yeah.
Yeah.
So is it as if we've sailed across and
It's basically at the point where you see the ships, but you can't see the island because
Right.
none of the channels that the ships take them within sight of the island.
Because they're not stupid.
It's
almost-
basically that bad a curse that
Yeah.
anyone who is reported to see the
Yeah.
island dies.
Yes.
right? So like the whole point was our ship. So like if we're trying to go here, the island's here. We were trying to go around.
You
this
go
way,
underneath it. Yeah.
And it's about
So-
here that we're seeing a line of ships.
Yeah. So the scary bit at the moment is the safest place for us to go to is close to the island.
Or force
Or-
the fleet into the island.
Okay, how are we going to do that
Or-
bit? That's the complicated bit.
I could also
Hey,
I could
what's the idea
disguise
then?
or find us. I'm fairly sure I've got access to fog as an aerologist. I'm just looking for the specifics, but I haven't found them yet.
Okay.
After that, I'll actually work out my.
That's
I
what-
can-
One of the advantages of concealing ourselves is as the fleet gets closer, we could get more intel about the fleet.
Yes, we could.
Although that does come with risks.
Okay,
Yes.
just what is the weather for the lake? As an experienced sailor / navigator,
Well,
would
you
a large fog bank appearing in the middle of the lake be?
well, it's spring sort of time, so fog banks can happen, rain can happen. With a world with magic, strange stuff
Done
happens.
fog
Yeah.
before.
And the rumors of this lake is enough that you are quite well aware of the superstitions of the lake.
Okay.
The fact that the
So-
island itself, sailors will do whatever they can not to go there. You wouldn't be able to convince the captain to go near it.
That's handbook I need for one of those.
Yes.
If we can get near the island, having the weird fog that will leave us alone.
Yeah.
The captain.
The captain would have to be willing to do
Captain and crew
it.
would never go
No, we've
We would have
got
to
we've,
convince them.
we've got a condenser.
I'm not a
I
druid.
think the words disadvantage might come in here.
Sorcerer.
I think trying to convince the crew to go near the cursed island of death, of certain death, would require some incredible
Yes.
rolling.
Yes, we're going to get closer to it than they are, but not close enough for it to be a problem as long as none of the crew looks at it.
Yeah.
It's also got uncharted reefs around the island.
So you're not that issue as well.
And what time of day is it at the moment? Is it,
It's
Yeah.
morning, which is why.
yeah, I can see.
Or shoals, there wouldn't be reefs here.
The thing is that they don't stay in the same place, which is why they're uncharted.
Well, there's that as well.
Well, and also, of course, no one wants to look at the island to try and find out the card.
Well, there's that too, but yeah.
Many have tried.
Yes, there was a rock here before. Oh, there's one over there now.
I could potentially go down and have a look.
Potentially.
If someone gives them the ability to bring up the water. So
I can do that too. I can give up to 10 people the ability to breathe air or
I said,
certain
I
environment.
have, so my armour,
Cool.
I have a swim speed,
Nice.
so I can actually swim in the water. So if I can actually breathe, it means I can move fairly quickly in the water.
Yes.
But it depends on how. Well, first things first, let's see if you can convince them to get closer.
Yeah, I'd say that's the first thing, and I'll look at whether or not I can hide us
Okay.
if we do get closer.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I guess the best we can do right now is convince the captain to continue sailing until we figure out what's up with the ships. Is that what everybody
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
spell levels I can cast is half my thing, so up to level 4. I'm
Yes.
level 9.
No, level 9, I think it's your
It's
fifth
5.
level.
Fifth
Yes.
level?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's half plus one. It's half round up.
The odd levels give you the new levels.
Yeah, it's half round up.
It's always very confusing when you've got level and level, both meaning different things.
That has always been a problem in D&D because level has 5 meanings.
Well,
And
there's also, if you take into the fact that there's also level ground.
Ha ha ha.
6 meanings. 5 meanings within the system.
Well, I've got uneven
Yes.
broken.
Yes. Okay, so the captain is happy to keep the ship moving forward for at least the next hour while they see what happens.
Yes.
But
Right,
that they
going-
can't guarantee that the
Anything after that.
the crew won't just turn it around on
He's
their
going to
own.
be preparing to turn around, yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to give them an encouraging like, where's your adventure? Let's
And
keep
left it at
going.
home.
You are all capable sailors. We will find our way
To
through
be honest, they're
this.
probably going
And
to
and you do see that most of the sailors here are merchants, not fighters.
I will use my officer training to try to convince them that they are more than capable to keep on sailing. No worries, you have Lonnie the Undying on your ship. Don't worry.
You're persuading them to act like merchant marine.
You understand that Nani Undying's got to be nicknamed of Undying because she hasn't died?
Keyword,
not
Lonnie
anybody
has not
else.
died.
And they can't, don't say anything about the people around her.
I was gonna say, also,
Exactly right.
Lonnie the Undying is like Lonnie the Undying asterisk with who else?
Yes. Yes.
A little bit of help.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, we can probably convince them because
Get some help from my
they're
friends.
not going to, even if we turned around now, we would not get back to Atruaghin before the fleet. They've
No.
got some unnatural movement.
Yeah. Chances are, what we're going to do is basically turn that way and get out of their way while they go past
Yeah, of
us.
course, but
So I can do-
horizon.
Yeah,
I can do a fog cloud.
we go that way and hope to
Perfect.
come
I
off
think
the
we'll
end
definitely have to
before
do
they
that when we
get
get
to
closer.
us.
Yeah, when we get closer, because there's limitations.
How long does it last?
Just a sec.
Marcus.
How big is that boat?
Your boat would be maybe 40 foot long.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. 20. The fog cloud's about 20 feet.
Right. It's
But
good for the front.
yeah, it's just the front, so
But maybe the fog
as long
cloud
as
will
we're
also
not
affect
wider
our
than 20
ability
feet
to
across, I
see.
guess.
Yeah.
Can you cast it multiple times?
I suspect that I can. I'm just going back to the details because I was
Yeah.
flipping
Yeah.
back and forth
Yeah.
between.
Just remember, I think with fog cloud, we won't be able to see.
Range is 120 feet,
Yeah.
up to 1 hour. 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on the point within range. Spreads around corners. Lasts for
20
the
foot-
duration.
20-foot radius, put it on the mast, covers the whole ship.
But at higher levels,
You can make it bigger.
Is it a concentration spell?
yeah. So every level I go up higher, I can make it bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but the base level.
It is a concentration
Yeah,
spell.
the
but-
base spell. Will
And
still
therefore you can
cover,
only cast it once.
the base spell
Yeah.
will still cover the whole ship,
Yeah. So
so we're fine.
Yeah.
We can
Well,
look like a little
except
blob
of course,
fog.
that doesn't really hide the ship.
No, it hides what we are,
But it
not
also
where
means
we
Yeah.
are.
we can't make observations about the fleet
Yeah.
because we can't, unless I.
well, so you could do a combination. Like there's two of us who are sorcerers. One of us can do fog cloud. The other one could cast, say, invisibility.
What if I hate it?
Well, I have invisibility. Do you have
Yeah.
fog cloud?
Or
You don't have either of those.
Or-
Okay.
or fly up above the fog cloud.
The other option is,
Yeah.
Well, you cast water breathing on me.
I can cast like water breathing.
But
on
is
you.
that concentration as well? Because we've got to look at the concentration economy.
Yeah, I
You
have to
only
go
have
back.
one concentration spell at a time.
Can I,
Yeah.
Martin,
Yes.
Yeah, there's only a
just
limited amount of things I can
confirming
do.
the status of play in Darragon?
Yep.
There'd been the rumours that the Master gathering the forces and are coming eastwards, and they've lost contact with the small settlement. But I'm assuming that Darragon was not in the position at the moment of having started amassing forces around Akaros or anything like that, had they?
They had not known.
No, that's right.
And also the
So I should have actually looked at
Akasoli is not a small settlement. It is
No.
one of the largest settlements of the area.
Yeah. So,
How many bloody wall spells? Water breathing is. Okay, it's not
I keep trying to look
it's
at
a
the
third
size
level
of the ship.
transmutation ritual. Cast time on action.
Cleric.
Well, it's the
30.
ships that use the lake are all
It's not
transport ships.
concentration,
I was
so
gonna
you
say,
can cast
there's
it
just
yeah,
last
mass
24
ships or
hours.
two.
Yeah.
It'd probably be two masted.
Yeah, I had a
Okay.
feeling.
So
Was that
still
us
not
for it
that big.
specifically?
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're not close enough to see
The
how
problem is
many
because
are
you guys, most of you guys don't have swim
The fact that you
skills.
can, the fact that you can
Yeah.
see billowing
Sails.
sail is normally if it's got more than one sail, you'd only see the biggest sail.
I can also do it up to 10 people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That may be
necessarily
where
bad.
what the issue we had, like, because I was thinking, the worst comes to worst, we could swim, but you guys don't have swim speeds, which means you guys are
without a swim speed, you basically are making athletics checks to swim. You can, if with the swim speed, you can guarantee the movement each round, whether you're going against the current or not.
Yeah.
Without the swim speed, the current makes a difference.
But from memory, you've got to make a roll every minute, and we're how far from shore?
Probably about 2 days from shore.
We're about 50 miles.
Yes. Put it this way: even if I did have, or because I'm probably going to end up with it anyway, the ritual water walk and/or water breathing, it's not going to last long enough.
But if you did head south,
Water
you
breathing
could
is 24 hours.
reach Fort Anslebury, which is one of the Darrican forts on the lake.
Yeah.
Could
and
we get there before the fleet?
You could, yes.
Yes, if we turn around now. Which, given
You
that,
have
we're going to have to.
Considering that
just
these.
wind, is it? What's the wind spells?
There are quite a few different wind spells. I'm just going to duck to the
I've got
bathroom.
I've got the place handbook right also, but I'm also an
Again.
air aspected, so I've got a few wind spells.
Yeah.
So let's have a look
So
at
if we had to swim back, doing an athletics check every minute, it would take us 4,400 turns to get back to shore.
And that's 4,400 chances to roll a 1 on an endurance
Die.
check. Yes.
Well,
No,
yeah,
actually
you
not
guys-
die.
you
A
all
level
have
of exhaustion. Each fail, and 5 of them kills you.
This is all my
You all
wind
have water
spells.
breaths, you wouldn't drown.
Yeah, but you can still sink. Or you
So,
can-
well,
yeah.
again, 4,400 turns. How long does water breathing last?
What are you looking for specifically in terms of wind
Well,
spells or more?
We're just going to need someone to go
Something to make
push
us
the
go
boat.
faster. Yes.
I can do gust of wind.
Yeah. Basically,
that's a
basically,
good one.
Yeah.
you do on us what they're already doing.
So I can do things like fist of air, gust, thunderclap,
We're pretty concerned about how many
wind lash.
for a fleet that
I think they're
size.
attacks.
They have a lot of mages who are very powerful.
Does she not look like a
They
Pokemon?
may have an air elemental on hand.
So I just have circle of wind,
At which point, great big air effect
thunder
spells.
wave, wind tunnel. Cool
Yeah.
lightning's always fun if we're in trouble.
Gust of wind, I think, is the one you use for
Yeah.
doing ships.
Yeah.
The other ones are all attacks of various
Yeah.
kinds.
Cool
Yeah.
lightning's the fun one for wild shaping druids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because once you cast a spell, you turn into something big.
But
Yeah,
I've also
cool.
got with wind. Oh no, that's about weapons. So yeah, you're right. So gust of wind would be what I'd be using, and so this
Oh,
says
yes.
that at higher levels, it can last an hour without concentration and can be cast on. Amusingly to me, a vehicle's sails, which are
Oh, yeah, 'cause
magically
it-
filled and can travel as if it had a strong wind.
Yeah.
At 6 levels, the spell can last for 8 hours.
We'd need that.
And at 8th level, it lasts for 24. So
nice.
I can just cast it once and we can just be.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
The other
Because the
thing
thing
we've
is, it works on sand yachts.
Yeah.
Which is
the other thing we've got to look at as well is
Yeah.
And skyships.
And
how
tanks
much risk do you
and
want to take
stations.
to try and get some more information about what's going on.
Yeah, so I guess what we've got to balance is that we are with an untrained crew who didn't buy into encountering this lot.
Yes.
It's unlikely that us as a small party are going to stop that fleet from doing whatever it's going to
Oh,
do.
no.
We'd be hard
So
pressed.
it might be,
Yeah.
part of, and that's something we need to make a decision as a group. It might behest us to take
You give us
the
to
ship
bugger
to
off.
the forge and then find our own way to either come in behind this fleet or
Yeah.
to continue on
This
our
fleet's
way.
going to get, before we can do anything, the fleet's going to get where it's going unless we have a way of stopping it.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah.
got nowhere to stop it. That's the thing. We'd have to get to the fort and say, "We've seen this. You probably need to get up there with a telescope. Tell somebody right now, which
Yeah.
will give them a lot more warning
Yeah.
than they would have had otherwise."
I think we need to give someone warning.
Yeah, and that's
now.
the thing. That fort right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would probably cast Gust of Wind, but I'll let you guys role play out the bit first.
We got
Yeah. You got to do your persuading.
You have to convince Lonnie that those ships are real. Lonnie doesn't
Oh,
believe
you
they're real.
didn't see them in the
Um,
telescope?
Cal
No,
Creek's-
I saw them. I don't believe they're real.
yeah. Well,
Right.
unfortunately, Focus is of the same opinion.
Sally, Calcrix
Right.
comes over
I'm-
to you, gently grabs you by the head and makes you look at him. She says, I may be a young dragon, but I've been around a long time.
I
They're
mean-
real ships. We need to get those.
I
people.
mean, my knowledge of magic's not that great.
Yeah.
So it is
Right.
possible that big ass fleets appeared in the
But-
middle of the lake.
Hopefully this doesn't ruin it.
There's
In the
damage.
background, you hear, Michael!
I love that.
Okay.
It's perfect.
They're coming this way. We're with the wind and going the other direction. There's big magic involved. Them turning up is big magic involved.
And no one's
There's-
heard a lot about what the
Yeah.
forces from the west are capable of, especially the Tyranny.
And that's also
Yes.
why Lonnie
There's
believes they're
The,
not
the
real.
other thing to
Big
consider
magic.
is if we head south to the fort,
Yeah.
then we're still going to be seeing
Halfway to where we
the fleet on our flank.
Yes.
Potentially,
on our
we
side.
can change our mind as we get closer to the fort if we see the edge of the fleet, and therefore potentially
Okay.
take a closer look at some of those
Alright. We
Uh,
will.
edge fleet
Yeah,
ships.
well, okay. We're going to go for the fort to give them warning, because they'll get good advance warning this way. If on the way we find an opportunity to get more info, we will take it.
Or maybe the force
Exactly.
got a smaller ship that us can crew. We don't have to worry
So
about
the
these jetpacks.
fort,
Yes,
from what
the
we know,
other-
is it's on the south corner of the lake. So essentially,
Yeah.
like we're here, fleet's here. We need to go like this.
So you'd probably
Yeah.
reach the fort about the same time as the fleet would reach you.
Yeah. Actually, one of the things is we get to the fort, and then we can get off the ship, because we need to make sure these people are safe.
Just one thing.
Well,
to
then we can
mention.
help
And
fortify
get
the fort.
on my carpet and go for a fly and have a look.
Yeah, you do
You
know
said
what
we'd
happened.
reach the fort about the same time that the fleet would be in the same sort of area.
I could cast invisibility.
Would it potentially be the fact that the fort would also be impacted?
Absolutely. So if we go
I wouldn't be
fortify the fort,
surprised.
we can at least stop the barrage of whatever will happen there.
Yes.
Along with, hopefully there'll be somebody
Yeah.
there that can do sending, that can warn other forces.
there a
Yeah.
spell
Either we're going to be
send
useful there,
messages?
Yeah, do
or we're going to be useful
Just
there,
like follow
either
the-
defending them or sending information or both.
It's
Preferably
called
both.
sending.
Oh.
But we need
I'm
to
gonna
go
look
there
that
to
up,
do
see
it.
if I got it.
And I don't. Because
See if I got
I'm a
it.
warlock, so I don't go for communication spells.
I'm a dragon who likes to
And in
talk.
fact,
If I don't
yes.
have this capacity, I should.
If you don't have that capacity,
And Jack Dimmer tends to communicate with people in different ways.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
if we don't
we-
have this, yeah, if you don't have this spell, I'd actually rather surprise.
So
I
I'd be
know
able
I
to
don't
send
have
in.
I will ask the captain,
Yeah,
how far away are we from the south fort?
yes. 'Cause
He
I've got-
says you are about 16 miles,
How long will
Oh,
it take
okay.
us to get?
That's
My
not
knowledge of the ship.
between 4 to 6 hours.
What happens if we actually have the gust of wind?
Yeah.
That's with the gust of wind.
With the okay.
If you
Right.
weren't using the gust of wind, it would be 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
So we have so we have to use gust of wind and get to the fort. Got it.
Sorry.
So to get to the fort, we're going to be 8 to 16 hours.
Yeah.
What do I estimate the incoming fleet's going to be?
Yeah.
Pretty close behind us, I think.
It would
Close to
be-
about 8 hours.
It would
Right.
be approximately
So-
like we'll arrive, get off the ship, and they arrive right after that.
Pretty close to us,
Is
yeah.
Lani, the ultimate commander of boats, able to maybe get some more speed? Like,
Persuade them to do harder.
Two
Well,
boats
it's-
better.
So-
Do you have some
Well,
boat tricks?
You can pretty much, as long as the sails are full, the ship will go at the fastest it can go.
Yeah, like
There's only so much you can do
Well,
without changing the rigging and
You can,
hull style.
yeah,
Gust
when
of
you're
wind,
running,
will that-
that's with
That
the
was
gust
with
of
the
wind.
gust of wind.
So
Yeah.
the best I can do is
You
to help
can.
the merchant sailors make
Yeah.
sure that nothing goes wrong in
Yeah.
the rigging.
It's very
If
very
you're
hard
running-
to speed up something with
Yeah.
going at full speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
if you're
ships
running
have
with
a
the
max
wind,
capacity.
and they've got a good check on actually setting the sails.
Well, that's
Yes,
actually a good idea.
You can't
if
go
you,
faster.
if you help the captain keep the ship
If you're not
going
going with the
100%,
wind, then yes. Still
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
the only
make
thing
it
I can
quicker.
I can help guarantee is that nothing will go wrong in
Yes.
sailing the ship. That's the only thing I can guarantee. I
Yeah.
can't make it faster, but I can make sure it
But-
doesn't stop.
Yeah, but you've still got to, you'll have to look at making sure you don't sort of step on the authority of the captain.
Previous boat
Of course,
doesn't
I
have
would
a
only
skiff.
I would only
Yeah.
offer my
Does-
services should
Does
the
this
captain
boat
wish.
have
Yeah,
a
can I say
skiff?
something?
The skiff? No, the boat is technically a skiff.
Yeah, this,
Yeah.
this would be a skip.
It's a big
Are you
skiff.
asking if it has a dinghy?
No, dinghy,
Uh,
can't get a dinghy to go fast enough.
No.
specific
No, a
code on it?
A dinghy would be slower
Yes, absolutely.
than what this is
Yeah,
at the
because that would
moment.
be a paddle.
Because the dinghy won't be
That's
able to
okay.
take advantage of the gust of wind.
Well, yeah.
So it will be a lot slower than what we're going right now.
Yeah, no,
I'm assuming us two are going to help the crew.
Yeah, we'll help the crew just to make sure we get to the crew we
Yes.
go.
So then there
How
are
does
only
it do this
a whole 6 crew on board this ship,
Yes.
including the captain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're probably better sailors for the whole crew.
Well, these guys are lake sailors, so
Yes.
while they're far superior to you on a lake, that's it.
Yeah, they're competent enough.
You've never had to sail on lakes before.
Oh yeah, but compared to standard sailors, where I think with the sailor background you tend to be more command crew than actual on the deck sailor. I don't think your average sailor has.
And to be fair, you wouldn't expect the decent nomads to be all that good sailors either.
Depending on whether or not they have sand skiffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, hey, is there anything you can do to help the ship go faster?
Besides throw people off.
Weight reduction is always a good idea.
How many people do we need the crew? Sorry.
But no,
Right, this is almost small enough that it'd be worthwhile me getting out the front on the flying carpet with a rope and pull. No, I don't think it's not going to have enough.
Not with the gust of wind, it wouldn't
No,
make a difference.
it's not going to make a difference. It's an amusing thought though.
So the plan
It
is,
is, we will
to haul ass for the forward. We're just going to try and do our best to help the crew to make it so we can try and get to the 6 hours, closer to the 6 rather than the 8.
Yes.
Okay.
We have an advantage because we're not trying to keep a formation, a large formation of ships moving,
Yes.
and we're just one ship. We don't have
Yeah.
to. We've got a lot more options of tacking and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're not moving at the speed of the slowest ship, which is what they're limited to.
So, I'm a sorcerer, you said. Right, so I don't have a cross with anything else, do I?
You're basically a dragon sorcerer.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't have all the extras that a sorcerer has. You get flight, you get claws, wings,
Yeah.
and all these other things from a dragon.
Yeah.
Right. So
But you
she's-
get spells.
She's a sorcerer but doesn't have meta spells.
That ring I paid a lot of money for.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a spell that's not available to
You
me as a
you had
sorcerer-
banishment put into it by from Paul.
So if I know someone, I can change that spell out when
Yes.
I need to. I just got to identify what spell I want and have that changed out. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're a
I'm a warlock,
warlock.
which
not
means
a
I'm,
wizard,
which
yeah.
means I'm as limited on spell variety as you are.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's a different limit.
yeah, yeah. I'm just
Uh,
making sure I don't get them mixed up because there's a lot of.
I should have played
Is-
this.
Here's the thing. If I do a ritual version of the spell, can I put the ritual version of the spell into that ring and have it work as a normal spell?
Oh, good question. Right?
That's the thing with the ritual.
Yeah.
So I would
Because the
actually-
ritual doesn't use
Oh,
your
so
spell
following out
spell
that.
ability
Yeah.
for the day. It can't sink
Yeah.
into it. The
Yes.
ritual is done when it's unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Can't be stored.
Yeah.
Rituals involve lots of fruity candy.
Well,
So
it's
all we
and-
need to worry about right now is
And the
casting
thing is,
spells,
you can
right?
actually cast rituals beyond your level,
Sorry.
whereas
Yes.
you can't cast spells beyond your level.
Yeah.
Stand by on that. I've just been looking into my abilities. I may actually be able to help. I'm disgusted to say it.
Oh, no.
Let me just do some reading and I'll get back to you.
It's
That's all right.
okay, David.
That's all right.
You may be able to help, doesn't mean you will help.
That's right. You'll
Yeah.
Totally different.
That's all right.
That's
That's all right. You'll come up
that's
with.
true.
That's all right. You'll come up with. You guys suck, and then just do something that we haven't.
Well, I could teleport us away.
But not the crew.
I mean-
Sucks about our ship. Regular or only
So
approximate?
Okay, so
Are we
16
actually?
kilometers per
Am
hour.
I casting gust of wind?
Yes, you
Yes.
Okay,
We need that.
you don't have to roll to do so.
I don't have to roll.
Most
Okay,
spells
awesome.
don't have rolls unless
No,
they're targeting
that's all good.
something.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And-
Do that. You go
Yeah.
whoosh. just want to make sure I've done my bit and we're going where we're supposed to go.
Oh, but what
Yes.
does Calcrick's Gust of Wind look like? Is it whoosh or is it whoosh?
It's
I'm sure jazz rings are involved.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say that, Calcrick's actually, even though it's not necessary, she flies to the crow's nest or the top of the mast
and goes whoosh,
she does a bit of jazz wings and,
and flaps a lot to go faster.
very cutely Eep sits on her horn and does a bit of jazz leaves.
Right.
Eep helps,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Sure, it is an area that they call. Someone has banishment near me.
Ah. Yeah, that's an interesting point. You have to roll a 20, mind you, to make it work. But
Let's just roll 20.
I can't remember how.
Banishment will set
banishment.
even people who exist on a plane out of the away from you, and keep them in
Oh yeah,
stasis.
but there was an aerial mental program fleet. They get a saving throw. They fail the saving throw.
It's gone. So it's quite normal. I love dismissal. In fact, I've got it as a spell set up for it because it's brilliant. I love the idea of
Yes.
I cut someone, push them.
So-
into the creek.
Pain has never actually cast a spell that isn't Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Can I choose my spells now?
You can.
Kesley and Jeff,
Ah dear.
call safe.
Yep.
If you decide you want to
Pain
hang up,
peeks
that's up
out.
to you, but
Pain peeks out of his gem and says, I hate to admit it, but I'm being forced to help. Yes, I can help this stupid ship.
Cool. The ship is as dumb as you need it to be, as long as you work.
In what way can you help the ship, hey?
Put a motor on it.
I can make it go faster.
Cool.
Is it the spell called Go Faster?
It's called Fireball.
is this in addition to the gust of wind
Yeah.
or?
Everything on fire goes faster.
No, it's wrong. Paint flames on it goes faster.
What spell is it?
I don't know that he has to tell you
He
that.
may not tell you.
Go away.
He has to tell Tullikus if you tell him to.
I'm just concerned because the spell could be disintegrates all the crew.
These were just to
Ship's lighter now, goes faster.
make your day different. Something
Alright, make it safe.
Yep.
We're gonna get this. Let's do it.
Alright, Captain Kirk, shut up.
Give him all the guts, guy.
We've got you for card anyway.
Not too bad.
So what does Pain cast?
Pain steps out of his gem,
Mm-hmm.
looking like the horrible, diseased, haggard murder hobo that he looks like. Makes his way to the back of the ship, looks to you all, sighs, looks up to the sails, and then begins casting a spell. As he's casting the spell, you notice that his features dim and fade away a little bit, and if you look really hard, you'll see his legs ever so slightly disappear. Then he casts Gust of Wind and concentrates.
Well, again.
So there's two people gusting of winding.
Not that I object, but
It has its uses.
There'll be extra speed.
we got to see a side of Pain that we don't necessarily always see.
Well, not exactly see because part of him disappeared.
Yeah, well, we observe an effect.
Yes.
One of
Well,
which is
Jack Hero's moved to the bow of the ship and off towards, looking towards the flank where the fleet is, and he's just watching to see if there's any apparent response from the ship. Because it's, obviously not saying anything at this distance, but that's what he's looking out for.
Okay, does someone use the spyglass to look in those directions?
well,
I'm
yes.
keeping an eye on them.
So you got the
So you'll
spyglass?
stay on starboard
Yeah.
to watch them and
Yeah.
then...
Yeah,
Give me a
was-
perception roll.
yeah,
As
I
you
was
always
gonna-
do.
I think I'm the most observant member of the party.
Exactly, and I will...
How do you know that?
I will keep an eye on the sail station.
His personal belief.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'll keep an eye on the sail
Plus,
station. Nothing's
so that's
great.
all he needs right now.
Well, he did say he thinks, not that he was.
I just
Yeah.
I just didn't know
Well,
what.
it's normally perception.
It's also perception
Oh,
of like the
yeah.
So I
skills.
think I got a +7 on perception, which I
Yeah,
don't think is too
the
bad.
thing is, we've got to remember he's a rogue, which means he get expertise dice
Oh
on
yeah,
almost everything.
+7 on perception.
That's not expertise list.
It gives you a
Even
bonus
without
on
the
D20 rolls,
spyglass,
skill
can I
checks,
see if I can perceive anything?
like a D4.
Yeah.
Maybe roll one.
Sure.
No. I figured it. Worst case, I see nothing, right?
That's 17. Okay.
20. Non-natural.
So you can see what appears to be little sails on the horizon
Yep.
as you're looking out in the direction you're going.
Yep.
And as Tolos is using the spyglass, you actually get to see them a little clearer.
Mm-hmm.
It seems whichever direction you're going, it looks like the ships are coming directly at you.
Oh,
So they are heading towards
See?
the door.
Lonnie said, I don't believe the ships are real.
it
Just
is
saying.
also possible they are at least partly an illusion, yes.
That's what I mean. Or
How do you
They
s-
come
how
in
do
on
you
us and
act-
they're coming after
Can you
us.
actually actively disbelieve in illusions?
You can.
I'm going to give it a crack.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't give us a range modifier.
Well, it's an 18 on a dice. And my wisdom, it's 20 life.
You're looking, the ships are still there.
Okay.
Right.
They look like they're real.
so
But when you say they look like they're coming towards us, they look like they're getting in the direction we're heading.
They look like they're coming at you from the direction you're heading. They look like they're coming at you from the fort.
They look like
Oh,
so
It looks
we
like they're in
turned,
front of us.
and it looks as if they've done that
No, it looks as if they're coming from that
I
direction.
gather at this,
Yeah.
this
as well.
distance,
Can you
detect
look
magic.
at the,
look,
look
look
at
all
the aft,
around.
yeah?
look
Yeah.
look at the aft of the
Are
ship
they
and see if
still
they're there.
just as sorry.
Sorry.
They're still just as far away, but that now it looks like they're coming from the fort. Is that correct? Take your time.
Or do one wing up.
No, all you can see is dots on the horizon. You can't actually make out what they are as a
Okay,
dragon
right.
because they still are too far away for you to
Yeah.
make out.
But what I'm just trying to interpret what Tolkien is.
Tolicus is looking forward at the direction that you're going, and he can see what appears to be the ships coming directly at him.
Okay, so
Where's the
And presumably, when people were looking previously and we found they were directly in front of us across the horizon to horizon,
Yeah.
people did actually look to either flank and they weren't actually on our flanks at a separate time. Is that reasonable?
You sort of saw them all in front of you, and basically that was what you were concentrating
Yeah.
on.
He did say
We
they
didn't look.
went from one side to the other of the horizon.
Yes, that's
no,
right. But
it
what I'm
was
saying is the
what-
fact that, like, right, okay, if we can't be confident that they weren't on our flanks from horizon to horizon, like effectively we were being boxed in completely, but now that we've turned 90 degrees and
90 or 180?
they're still directly on our
You
front,
turned about 90.
Okay.
I looked
and
directly
they're
behind
still
us.
directly on our front,
Like look
now
hold
looking
on.
to our flank, can we see them?
I would look to the direction that we came from.
Okay,
That's
so
how
I will
would
give
phrase
Looking all
Tolicus is looking behind him, so give me a perception roll for that. Because you are using the spyglass to look in those directions. It's not like you
Yeah.
can just concentrate
Oh,
and
that's
see stuff.
24.
Nice.
You don't see anything in the waves behind you.
it. Okay. That's
What about to our port side, which is where they were previously when they were in front when we were heading towards the
Need
west?
to roll if I
Starboard
want to
side.
cover one side of the ship. I'm
Yeah,
still up
starboard.
on
You can
Sorry,
basically
start,
spending a
yes.
few minutes doing so with the tool that allows him to see
to
clearly.
see. Yeah, yeah. I'm just,
Not the process as well.
yeah, I'm just,
Yeah,
yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Okay, try to looking that way. No, fuck's sake. 12.
No, you don't see any coming from the west either.
So apparently,
That's weird.
the entire fleet has up and moved from the western edge of the lake to now be on the southern edge of the lake.
So we were going this way, and then as we turned, it's almost as if they turned like that.
I know I can only see,
Yeah.
I can't see detail. But can I try rolling to see what I can see from the port side?
You can, yes.
Oh, not much. That's a 12.
No, you can't really see much that direction either.
I'm now going to go to the starboard side
Mhm.
and just have a look from there. That's even worse. That's a 10. But you couldn't see anyone behind us, so I'm not going to bother looking behind us. And purportedly there are people in front of us.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll leave it there.
So it's almost as if one of us did that.
Yep.
So again,
So
Bonnie
yeah.
says these ships aren't real.
Yeah, they're in front of us no matter where we are.
They're
In
not
which
gonna
case we
get
may as
their
well
signal.
continue heading west
Yeah.
and meet up with the ships at whichever we are,
Yeah.
as long as we can convince the captain and the crew
That
that in fact,
real.
Yeah.
hang on, we were not locked in completely when we turned,
You just had to.
therefore the ships did not suddenly, or the ships could not suddenly have been in front of us when we turned south.
Yes. Which means they're in front of us no matter which way we turn, therefore someone has put them there to make us change
Doesn't
direction.
fit in there.
So what we need to do
Or
is,
someone made us think that we can see ships at all.
well, whatever they're doing,
Hmm.
it's directly in front of us, no matter which way we're going, which means they don't want us to go the way we were originally going, so let's go that way because it's the best thing to do.
I agree. Look, I say.
So
I
back,
say
back
we
to go
can
to the west.
Try to convince the
But
captain.
it
We need to
will
go
probably be a
back
case of
west.
convincing the captain that
Yeah.
Well, I can do that.
It may well be worth deliberately tacking back and forth a few times just to confirm they stay directly in front of whichever way we're travelling. Like if we're only heading west,
No,
but if we aim to head
Yeah,
southwest, northwest, southwest,
that's-
northwest, things like that.
yes, that's what I was going to do, was give the captain the spyglass and say,
Yeah.
you look at them and give the crew commands to change direction a quarter of a turn left and right a couple of times, and you see where the ships are, and you'll see what we mean. It might take him 20 minutes to find this out, but he'll get there. I just got to make that persuade, that's all.
Okay. So persuasion from the persuasion master.
Yeah, persuasion master. I'm not as good as a bard.
We also use
I
to
mean-
use them, so
Pain might be better.
What, you mean paying in third persuasion?
No,
Yeah.
most bards have both commonly have advantage and also expertise dice on doing what I'm about to do.
Yeah, I'm not talking about persuasion, I'm talking about intimidate.
Well, yeah, intimidate's a different thing.
It's like second persuade.
That's one way to put it. Oh, there. Persuade, that much. 16. It's not huge.
okay, he's reluctant, but he tries what you're suggesting.
Yep. Doesn't do what we think it will.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he does report that the ships seem to move to be in front of you, whichever direction you're going.
That's exactly what I was thinking, which means the best thing for us to do is keep going the way we were before we saw any of these.
And I think
At
on,
least,
on every hour checking to see if
Yeah.
they appear closer or if they still
Yeah.
appear
Oh,
8
yeah.
hours away.
We will keep an eye
Yeah.
on them.
Pain pipes up and says, "Sounds like an illusion."
Yes, it does. Bloody great big one.
See?
Or one that's centered on this ship.
Lonnie's instincts were right. These ships aren't real.
You're correct.
Well, couldn't one of
And
your-
or
do any
they're
of your
super
arcane
magic ships.
members of the party have detect magic? See if there's any magical effects on the water or the ship.
It would have, yeah, it would have to be an effect on this ship because
Oh.
magic doesn't go very far. But I can do that. I look at it, and what does it tell me?
based upon the stories of the this lake, I would not necessarily recommend such action.
Okay,
It depends what you're looking at. I'm looking at this ship because detect magic doesn't go very far.
As you're using detect magic, you can
Yes.
see what appears to be lines of magic coming from everyone towards the north. Almost as if magic's being sucked that way.
Oh, so this might be magic caused by the island.
Yeah.
And you,
Well, that's
That's yes.
Or the island is sucking magic from people, causing these issues.
It's got an influence of some kind. yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Keep going west, but
even the water around you seems to have a
Like
emanation.
draw lines.
yeah. But we knew it was there was
Hinky stuff in the water.
well, connection to the elemental plane of water. Many weird things.
Many weird things.
Yes. So, being careful then to not go near the island, because, well, if there's some sort of connection there, then yeah, it might be influencing us. So let's make sure we're navigating properly and don't make any assumptions. And we'll keep track of the ships.
Now, from what you can tell, just about everything you see is twisted slightly. There is a reason the sailors generally stick to the shoreline.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I have no problem with advising the captain that getting closer to the shoreline might be a good idea. He will probably be incredibly relieved by the suggestion. Yeah. Yes, I do get the impression that not just getting to the island is bad. The closer you get to it, the worse it is.
Absolutely.
And it gets bad like 50 miles out.
Seems like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It gets
the
bad while it's
shipping
still over the horizon.
the shipping lane is about 32 miles from the island,
Yeah. Yes.
and it's felt there.
Yeah. Oh, those are 8 mile axes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where we are now, most of the island is over the horizon, even if we happen to be looking at it, which carefully we're not.
We are not looking north.
And that is one direction we're not looking with a telescope when we're checking for ships.
Like with some saving throw.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm a gambler.
But you want to look at the island, do you?
He wants to make sure he's not. Is that a will save?
Is that it?
Yeah. He got a 12 on the die.
So you're just
It's not
deciding
too
if you
bad.
want to look north or not?
And it's up to you if you want to look at the island or not.
Bugger it.
Like-
I'm going to look at the island.
He's going, I know I shouldn't.
But
I could not do it. I'm fine.
But how
with
bad
it.
could it be?
And then does it anyway.
Okay, so
This is a bad idea. Let's do it.
you look at the
gamble
look in the
roll.
direction where you believe the island is, and you see the island clearly as if it's almost like right next to you. This tower up above it, the glowing windows and doorways of the tower itself, making it look as if it's occupied,
Gonna take all
and
the details.
the island itself feels like it's extremely close to you. And then you realize you're actually standing on the island.
Just him or all of us?
And you hear the others hear a clatter on the deck as the spyglass falls.
Question for
We'll grab
you.
him up, we'll try and catch it before it falls. We don't want to break.
Yes.
Am I by myself or...
Oh, hang on, no, actually, no. It made a metal. Forget it.
Pain is with you.
No, the glass will still break.
Yeah, no, they can't. They've got metal parts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the metal's going to bend. They're soft. Delicate.
I don't want to touch the metal.
No, yeah, no, that's Jackson with me.
Right. True. I'll try and catch him. Because you're going to dive for it and go, no! And I'll go, yes, me, okay. I've got high enough decks as it's possible.
And you do find that you're standing in the water as if you're observing it not through a spyglass.
Walk on to the island, I suppose.
Oh dear.
I could swim back to the
That's the worst
Can I
idea.
see the boat?
No. The boats at least are 30 odd miles the other way.
What do you reckon, Payne?
Are you carrying Payne's gem?
Yes.
Like
Sorry,
that.
can you repeat the situation?
You're so
You're on the
aggressive.
island. You're on the island of Dread alone with him.
No, the island dread's a much nicer place to be.
Yes, it is.
Oh no, true. This is the island of
Ah.
death.
This is unnamed island, obviously.
It's down.
Itheldown.
Welcome home.
Yeah, I can definitely see him doing that.
Okay, so... Bugger.
Yep, you're about to be.
How did you get us here? What did you do?
I looked at the island. I was checking around to see if the island was causing the issue.
And you activated the
Next
bond
thing I
element.
know is I'm standing here with you at the island.
Why, of all people, did you end up with my gem?
Somebody hates the pair of us.
Valid.
Martin specifically says, do not look at the island.
Yes.
What do? You look at the island.
He said to himself, I'm not going to look at the island. And then he
he
looked at
did.
the island.
Yeah,
This is
just
the
like
problem.
just like not thinking of big rhinoceros.
You gotta remember.
Okay, there's a
Pain reaches out of the gem and just hits you over the head repeatedly. Don't look at the island. That's all you have to do.
Hey, return to the ship. If you can. You fly, teleport.
No.
Wait, you want me to get us out of this?
Can. I
Well,
don't know.
hang on, I'm building my spell list right now. I'll just see what I can do.
Teleport
Oh
is
look,
not
disintegrate.
Oh,
That gets us out of this problem.
That's
I can
awesome.
get out of this. I can swim.
oh ye gods. A warlock being able to do disintegrate 4 times in a round.
Yeah,
4
look.
times in a combat.
Pain
What's your moving speed?
rummages.
30 feet?
So Payne, you're currently rummaging through his knowledge.
Yep.
Explains the grinding noise.
Yes.
Smoke.
Yes.
I mean, okay. Since you're there, is there anything on the island? Do you actually?
Oh, there-
anything
How
on the
far away is the boat?
The boat's about 32 mile.
You can't actually see it from where you are.
Yeah, over the horizon.
How many feet are in a mile?
About 5,600 or so.
5,280.
Look, I can get out of here, but you're screwed.
Yes, 6,000 is a touch if you want a nautical mile.
Well, I'll catch up with this.
Yeah.
No, I can't leave it behind because I can't carry the gem. I can't leave the gem.
It'll take you
Yeah.
an hour and 50 minutes to go 1 mile while our boat is moving 9 miles per hour west. So 32 plus 9 miles per hour west. Look, triangle, you do that math. I'm not doing
And
it.
then they said in school, but yeah, you'll never need to use these puzzles if a train's going in.
If this is going this way and you can go this way, how long until you
There's
actually
have to
reach
be a way
them?
off the island, on the island.
Well, there is this tower.
I do regret this, but I don't really have much choice at the moment.
Well, you've heard of some of the heroes of that you looked up to disappeared here.
Awesome!
You know, some of those people who were considered undying, unkillable, always walked out of whatever situation there was. No one ever
And
walked
I-
out of here.
And I bet they all left their equipment behind on the island for you.
Quite possibly. You just got to go down far enough.
Yeah.
Pain gets out of his gem, finds a rock on the ground, and then throws it at your head.
Payne is having trouble picking up the rock. He can't actually physically touch it.
Because it causes so much pain. Oh, no, you just can't physically touch it. Okay, never mind.
Can I touch the island?
You can touch the island. Payne can touch you, but he can't touch the island.
Okay, that's super.
So, can he stand on the island? Has he just fallen through the map?
He thinks he's standing on the island, but he doesn't leave any marks.
This is not good.
No. I think I know what the answer is. I'm going to start swimming. North.
Okay.
The pain starts kicking you repeatedly. You had one job. Don't look at the island.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swim the direction the boat is heading.
Okay.
Come on. You need to go this way. Boat's moving this way.
Yeah,
Much faster than you can move.
yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
That way.
So I believe you're going to try to swim southwest is the direction that the boat will be
Or is there a way to get to land? Where do I realise the closest island?
You're on land.
Well, the closest other island is 40 miles away, and it's uninhabited.
There's
No
nothing
vegetation
necessarily
at all.
wrong with uninhabited, but no vegetation.
I
would be a
have a
problem.
suspicion if I try swimming away from this island, I'm just going to end up back on the island.
Well, at least you've got your buddy. Not that he can do much to help you at the moment,
Okay.
but he can talk to you.
I'm going to swim
You can provide advice.
and just see if I actually make headway away from the island or whether I just basically keep going back to the island.
Okay. So you're currently spending time swimming. So back to everyone else.
Yes.
Llewell catches the spyglass. It was falling for enough time and making enough noise from the rigging that you were able to grab it.
Oh, good. True. Dong, 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 ting, ting, ting.
Something
Catch.
tells me I shouldn't have left the room.
Somebody looked at the island.
Someone's a gambler, and I actually
He
did
went-
say up front, he takes
actually-
risks.
He made the save to not look at the island accidentally while he was checking things with a spyglass, and then went, what could go wrong?
And Llewell actually saw him just
And
get
the-
sucked off in that direction
And the link
with
that I
his
saw-
detect magic.
So
the link
he's
the link that I
come
saw between each of us and the island basically went twang.
So it's almost like it has hooks.
It's
on
got the
everybody.
hooks, and if you allow it to do so, it will activate.
at the island yet? Or
On the island, yes.
On the
He's-
island.
Yes. But he's out of sight.
And also,
So no one can see him
no,
either.
we can't look at the island unless we look at it. Unless we choose to look at the island. But if you do, like we were told last session.
Oh, I know about the island.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know about the island.
It's one of those things that you can see from almost any distance on the lake if you choose to see it.
If
Yeah.
you choose to look.
Can one choose not to see it?
Yes.
That's what
Can
That's why
activate.
the rest of us are not yet on the island.
Theoretically, can Calcrits choose to see Tollicus, but not the island?
Only if Tollicus is within range.
Okay. Can I try that?
You can try it.
Okay.
I
Do I need
guess
to roll?
one question that we've got, so from the perspective of everyone except Cluel,
Yeah.
as far as we know, Autolycus just disappeared.
That is true.
Oh, okay. So,
We've got no other indication
Right.
except for the fact
In
that he
which case can
disappeared.
Calcrits just look for Tollicus?
You can. Give
Do
me.
I need to roll
yes.
to look for Tollicus? Alright.
Yeah.
You're having a look around trying to
I'm
find
going to wait to see what Cluel says before I look for Tollicus.
Okay. I will, because I didn't describe this before, I will describe what I saw, what I can see, because I'm looking at it, of the link between us and the island. Now, does this connect to the crew as well?
it. Yes.
Okay.
And the ship.
Okay, I will describe all of this.
Okay.
There is a link between each entity, each of us, each member of the crew, and the ship to the island. This is a tenuous link. It doesn't appear to have any direct effect, unless you net it, which Autolycus did.
So I asked Cluel.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, because that link is there and you disappeared in that direction.
So I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Can I choose to look for Tollicus without looking for the island? Because in theory, I could fly to Tollicus, drop a rope, maybe drag him back.
You would probably have to do it without looking at the island, which means
I'm pretty
flying
sure I could
towards him,
fly.
looking straight down.
I'm fairly sure I can do that. I've done a lot of things. Like I walk all
Yeah.
the time without looking
Yeah, I know.
around.
But can you navigate to Autolycus?
I
Without
might
looking
be
at
able
him.
to use a spell that allows me to find someone.
What's your flight
Yeah.
speed as well? 'Cause that's
My
very-
flight speed's actually not too bad. I don't
That's
think.
good.
Yeah.
That's
That's
and then
what
they
I
have
was
my swim speed.
Yeah, remember.
40 foot.
Yeah,
Slightly faster.
okay.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah.
On using the spell to find him, remember that's 30 odd miles away.
I don't know.
And
At
from the
my level, I
stories
could do
about
that.
the fact that the sailors
That's right,
keep
21.
at least
Yeah.
20 plus miles away from the island,
that's
Oh yeah,
too far.
that's what I'm saying.
it is likely
Yeah.
that the closer you get,
The worse it's
the
gonna
more likely it is that you are likely to
be. Yeah.
inadvertently look at the island.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yes.
Because people go missing
Either
on the lake
willingly or
all the time.
unwillingly.
I can't. Just wondering if there's other spells that I can do that might be able to get
I'll take my weak senses. She'll be able to bring pain.
help.
Well, if you'd left him inside the gem, I don't think you'd have had much of a problem.
To be fair,
So is Pain
Pain-
with Tolkien?
Pain's not with you at the moment.
Okay.
Pain is in the gem, which Telecus has.
Has.
So
Okay.
what?
So it's not without help.
Yeah.
Mutton.
Yeah.
So
Pain stands up
But not
and
before.
steps into/onto the water. What happens?
You find yourself just what appears to be walking on water.
So.
You are actually called Jesus.
I prefer Jesus.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a better
So-
pronunciation.
Well,
What
Yeah,
Telecus
Pain-
found out
Pain
is
just
that
hobbles
he
next
touched
to,
Telecus
Josh-
next to you and says,
in the
Josh.
"See,
was a bit-
now this is what
Didn't
happens."
look at
Yeah.
Right.
So this is useful to know.
Don't know yet.
the yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're discussing still how they're dealing with you missing.
Yeah. So I gather the message we're getting from you is that he is probably on the island.
On the island, and us, any of
Yes,
us
David?
who go to do something that is likely to
So
be the same
Pain can
person.
essentially walk on water,
Literally.
He can.
and Pain can touch Telecus.
Yes.
Can Pain lift Telecus out of the water if Telecus is drowning? He will experiment.
It would be.
Are you going to
Just
drown
leave
him
him with the
first and then like try to save him? Just out of
But I
curiosity.
really get the impression that if we try and help Autolycus, we're going to be on the island with him.
So yes, you can
And off the ship.
affect Telecus.
Okay.
Can I ask what I know about the island? Do I need to roll my culture or something or history?
Well, you've been around Darken enough to know that this is one of the horror stories of the region. No one goes there. People who end up there generally don't come back.
They don't even tell stories about
Do
it.
I know of anyone who has ever come back? Legend.
Nope.
say.
Legendary, anyone who's actually stepped foot on the island, not still in the water, has never returned.
Okay. So are these guys still in the water? We don't know
he,
that.
He
I
never
understand.
actually stepped onto the shore fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Which
yeah.
is good.
This
It
is
needs
one
to
of the
not
things.
do
In all of
Does he know that though?
this is one of the things.
Do I
In
know
all of
that?
history,
Yes, because that's the
not
the-
even great heroes have
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
That's
Yes?
Yeah.
Does Telecus have rope on him?
Yes, he does. 50 years.
Alright.
yeah. I think it's.
While Telecus is floundering around in the water like an idiot,
I'm not
Pain
finding
grabs
through.
some rope off of him,
He's
ties a knot, a very poorly tied knot around his waist, and then starts dragging him.
As you try to grab the rope, your hand passes through the rope. But you do manage to slap Telecus on the back while trying to go through his bag.
Okay. Pain reaches out for his hand. Says, "Come with me if you want to live."
Oh God.
Fine.
From pain, I'd run.
David, it's okay. Autolycus is a sailor. He's probably got long hair you can boy by.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Telecus can also hit me.
Or throw the gem onto the island for
I
you.
was about to say, Telecus could also throw the gem into the ocean.
Yeah.
I think onto the island would be much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. There's a reason I didn't step on myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Alright.
while you're heading through the water, you do think you're making some headway. I'll go back to the ship.
Okay. So
So, Drazzle comes up to Lual and says he just got a vision of where you're going.
it's the island, isn't it?
He says no, it is of the Master.
Oriental polite way to
Of
ask.
the master.
Yeah.
Okay, in that vision, is Autolycus and Pain there?
No. They're dead.
I don't like this vision now.
What about us?
Okay, how far in the future is this vision? Do you know?
Unclear. You live long time.
Yes, that is an intention.
Is Lonnie alive?
He says, Lonnie's alive in his heart always.
Oh, Drazzle, I love you, man.
Yes, but that's also a long way in the future then.
I also could be dead.
Yeah.
Drazzle loves me. Drazzle my
Yeah.
bros.
Yeah.
And Lonnie does remember a future where everything was basically wiped out by someone traveling with Drazzle. And the person in charge of that future was the Master.
Oh.
So I will relay that information that Drazzle reminded me of to the party. What is that all I remember? Or do I remember anything else?
But basically, the Master was in charge, and a global catastrophe had happened, wiping out probably 90% of life on the planet.
Wow. And was he happy with the result?
What, the Master?
Yeah.
Hard to tell. He was the person in charge.
Okay, well, if he's the one doing it, then yes, he's probably happy with the result, or very sorry, but no one to apologise to.
Either way.
Either way, well, it's bad anyway. But that's a good long way in the future, but it does say basically we've got to stop the Master, or somebody does, and while we're here.
And in Drazzle's vision, Luel serves the Master.
So,
Drama.
yeah. Let's not do that.
As does Calprix.
Oh. Yeah, let's not do that. Because what I know about the Master is all bad.
What? How? Drazzle's.
Drazzle
Well,
had
you don't actually know much about him except the
No.
fact that he managed to combine the desert nomad tribes to the west that nobody knows much about at all.
And some people
So,
are apprehensive about it.
Drazzle's telling Pluel
Of a vision
of
he
a
had.
vision he
Nobody
had
likes
when
change.
we
Of-
serve the Master.
where you
Well-
and Calprix and Luel serve the Master.
And the others are all dead.
And that
Calprix
reminds
asked Drazzle, is this just a possibility that he knows of?
All visions are possibilities.
Has he seen any alternatives?
Well, he's also seen that the Master is what they call a quester.
Oh. He's trying to become an immortal.
And his
Yes.
quest is conquest.
And killing 90% of everything is going to make it win.
And he may not be in charge because he's the last one standing. He may be in charge because he's the last god left.
Yeah. That's also... Yeah, that gives 2 layers of immortal questing, doesn't it? Because that steps him straight up to top dude.
He could quite possibly be doing that by wiping out the followers, every other follower at the same time.
Yes, because the strength of immortals follows the strength of their followers.
So he kills all their followers, they have no strength.
Yep.
Has Drazzle seen any visions?
Well, they're not the same way
we're
that
able
gods in
to
other worlds do.
hide against this Master?
He has not, but he has seen that connections to magic beyond the Master doesn't work in his influence.
Sorry, what was...
Magic doesn't work. You can't connect to another source of magic besides the Master in his sphere of influence.
In the Master sphere of influence?
Yeah, which means all warlocks are immediately... They have him as a patron.
Okay.
Without any
And all
choice.
sorcerers.
Without any choice and without their own patron's choice either.
Drazzle, what if
That is an
Calprix-
immortal level effect.
What if Calprix doesn't do
Um,
any magic? Does she have any choice?
it also changes your elemental affinity.
The Master dominates those who serve him.
You don't get
It's not
choices.
good. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
The only
His
good thing-
vision says it will come about if you cross out of Darrakan into Sin.
Okay.
That's the limit of his domain at this stage.
So if we cross out of Darrakan into where?
Sind.
Which is the place we were going to actually investigate
Yeah.
the Master and the Armix.
Right.
Albrix loves you all, but she needs to go back to Darrakan.
Right. So the one thing for us not to do at the moment is go to Sin. We have to find out what to do about Master while we're still in Darrakan.
Yeah.
And his vision says the Master is seeking the trees of Alfheim.
Well, no. The vision said you weren't allowed to go from Darrakan to Sin.
You can go from Darrakan to somewhere else to Sin, but that's still going to Sin from Darrakan.
Well, not if you're coming from somewhere else.
I'm not sure they're going to want to wear that particular technicality, and I'm not going to test it.
I'm like, I don't know I want to test. Yes, I agree, that is a technicality.
Yeah.
But considering that I might find myself subservient to this person, it's not one I want to take a risk of testing.
It's a sort of.
If you go to Sin, we can eliminate him.
It's the sort of technicality that Loki would go along with, and almost nobody else.
Just out of curiosity, does eat all my 5 wall puppets say anything?
It does not.
I asked Eat if having heard this information, she has any
You hear this? Bacon!
I might, when there's chance, I don't know if I have to do it after game, send a message to the Queen of Darkness and ask for her advice on the situation. Can I pray to the Queen of Darkness?
You can, yes. He also adds that in the vision, the Master's success is almost guaranteed if he gets hold of Luel and Calcrix.
Upon hearing this, Calcrix would like to get out her pen and paper and start writing a letter to the Queen of Darkness.
Right, so the Island of Dread, or Island of Death, may be the best place for us. Because he would never go there.
He may not be affected then.
Well, that's also possible too.
I'm hoping the Queen of Darkness gets my letter soon.
The future
put
he
it that
sees
way.
for Trolicus is the power source of an animated object.
So it appears we have to drop Cluel and Calcrix off,
No, not just.
possibly in the fort, whilst the rest of us complete the mission.
No,
Possibly.
no, because Autolycus ends up the power core of a power suit.
Well, Autolycus apparently already dead.
That is basically how he dies.
Yeah, but not yet.
Because basically he takes the soul from the body and puts it in a machine.
So Tarkus is still on the island, or did Pain manage to
No.
get Tarkus off?
He's
Oh,
still
we don't know.
standing in
You
the
don't
water.
From our perspective, he's disappeared and apparently dead.
Yeah, we don't know. Now,
And he does also say that if Dracnomir or Drazzle enter the lands of Sin, they will no longer be able to help the dragon there.
so we can't go to Sin in any way.
Well, those two can't.
Well, those two can't. The rest of us can't anyway because we've got to stop what's his. We've got to get these.
So far, Lonnie's the only one.
You must be
We'll
a
just
leader.
get dead.
I'm probably gonna end up dead somewhere along the
Yeah,
way.
possibly.
And he also has he did have a vision of the Master holding a green gem.
Yeah,
Does a gem?
that's
That's
pain.
pain.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I also have green gems, 2 of them. So I
Oh,
was
true.
curious
Yeah,
that they weren't.
Martin,
Mm-hmm.
just a rules question. The warlocks, they can regain their spell slots after a short rest, is that correct?
That is
Yes.
correct, yes.
Is that an infinite amount of times?
Yes.
Well, considering there are only 24 times you can do that in a day, it's not an infinite amount of times.
Yeah,
We're short
yeah,
rest
but
of an
then,
hour.
The short,
Obviously,
I thought
yeah.
the short rest is 5 minutes.
A short rest is an hour.
Okay.
You can make it. You can make it half an hour.
How
if
far
you do
can
an
an idiot
Artemis
swim
rally,
in
but-
an hour?
He can swim about a mile to 3 miles in an hour.
We're a base swimming speed of
Righto. I'm gonna go do some math.
Yes. So,
So,
that short rest is actually resting. So you'd have to be
Just-
floating on the surface.
just to
But
get
if
this
he's in the
straight,
gym, that probably counts as resting.
Yeah, but he can't swim while he's in the gym.
So, but Autolycus can carry him.
You can take 23 short rests in a day because you can't really
Yeah.
shoot is every time to cast spells now.
Well, you've also got
So you have to use at least that one last hour. You can get
You've
full
also-
24 hours.
you've
short
also
rests.
got 8 hours taken up with long rest.
You don't necessarily have to
4
do the
hours
long
twice.
rest.
Oh, true. You can wear the exhaustion.
sorry, I'm struggling with pain.
Okay, how many feet did you say the boat potentially could be?
It was 32 feet when you were transported.
32
off
mile.
Okay.
Of, 32 mile when you were transported off of the ship. So it's 32 miles while
Okay.
the ship is moving
Okay.
9 miles per hour west.
And what was your question, Ariana?
I just want to make sure I was clear on information. Sorry, I was
All good.
throwing this book and Voltara. Trying to get a handle on the pain.
Oh god, no way.
Something dark side. Something fuck. If Bulu and I go to Sind, we end up serving the master.
Yes.
If
That's a possible future.
Drachnamar and Drazzle go to Sind,
They will never end up running their clan.
they will not be able to follow their current destinies. And we know Drazzle is, in theory, we have enough of understanding that Drazzle's on his own path of immortality, but through his own way with time and things like that. Autolycus is currently disappeared as far as we know, but from what I understand from Pool, it's likely that because he looked at the island, he's somewhere nearer on the island. Okay, so in that's in Calcrix's perspective, she's able to know that. And for all intents and purposes, I have no idea where Pain is, and Lani is just the beautiful, wonderful person she always is. Right.
Well, you know that Pain was like Autolycus was carrying Pain's gem.
Did Autolycus tell us about Pain's gem last
Oh.
time?
No, he has not. He's not told
so
you.
as far as that's what I was checking with Martin. As far as Calcrix knows, she doesn't know where Pain is.
Yeah, Pain's just
So the
So
first thing
Pain was
Calcrix
a-
wants to do right now is ask, since we're having this conversation with Drazzle and Cool, is ask people, where is Pain?
I don't believe Pain was.
Because she last saw Pain on the bow
I
of the
think
ship.
the response you're gonna get is who cares?
Pain,
Well,
Pain-
Calcrix cares.
Well,
Whether or not
okay.
Pain cares about Calcrix, she
Pain-
cares.
Drazzle points
Pain-
north.
Okay.
Pain is
Is
with,
that towards the island?
yes?
Okay.
Pain is with Autolycus because Autolycus carries his gem.
But
We don't know about his gem.
But
You
Autolycus
don't
has never
know
told
that.
anyone.
Do you,
I thought I had
Cool,
seen-
know
I thought I
about
had-
the gem?
Players
That's
know-
what I'm trying to work out.
Yeah,
Oh, I think he
characters don't know.
did.
You had seen it, but no one
I
else had.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So you tell us.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Right. Pain's with Autolycus because Autolycus is actually bound to a gem.
Other way around.
Sorry, Pain's attached to a gem or a gem is attached to Pain, and Autolycus is carrying it.
Though I keep hearing the name Regem because he's got a horse called Regem.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
Yes.
So
I had the same thought when it came
all
up.
all of the other things
It's
aside,
funny, the character who plays that didn't even think about that.
Calcrix realizes that there are really big problems, but right now she wants to. Calcrix, being the way she is, she wants to find Autolycus and Pain and see if there's a way that she can help them. And if there's no way to help them, she at least doesn't want to go adventuring too far until we can kind of figure that out and get the group back together.
Yeah.
So I'll ask Drazzle and Claw together, knowing that Pain is with Autolycus, is there some way we could possibly help or reach them?
There is. It would involve all of us going to the Isle of Death. And hopefully getting away from it because potentially we shouldn't need to touch the ground
Right.
Because it's touching the island itself is an issue. As long as Autolycus is still standing in water,
Okay.
and I'm hoping he's smart enough to do that. I know he's smart enough
From
to
what
do that.
Calcrix knows of both Pain and Autolycus, they're both
Well,
reasonably
he was not
intelligent.
smart enough to not look at the island.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Dragdom
Now, hold
makes
on,
a
hold
really
on.
good point.
Wisdom and intelligence are not the same thing.
True.
Smart enough, not wise enough.
I'm just
Smart.
gonna dig in. I'm a gambler.
He's
I'm
smart.
taking chances.
He's smart but foolish. He can still be smart.
It was a calculated risk.
Though he
Man,
keeps-
am I bad at
No,
math.
he does keep looking back and seeing how far he is from the island.
So Martin,
Stop it!
I have message.
Yes.
And every time
I
he looks
can
back,
do
he
to
realises that he's
someone I
actually
know,
just
I've
off the edge of the
got
island again.
Message is you normally have to see him, I believe.
Message
No, no,
is
no.
fine. Are you talking about sending?
Oh, I don't. Oh,
Sending's
I
the-
read so many.
yeah.
Let me just check.
Message is the cantrip. Sending's like a
I
second or
can't
third.
send it. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not available to me.
Yeah.
I checked. It's available to like clerics and other people, but
Yeah,
not to
it's-
sorcerers or
It's a
warlocks.
it's a wizard and cleric spell basically.
That's sorcerers on the same list as
Or a
So
diplomat
I just
spell.
wanna
Not
look
entirely.
up-
It fits under the diplomat ones as well, though.
Yeah. Yes, but I don't
Oh,
have the diplomat
okay.
list yet.
Yeah.
Not fully.
No, you're right. Message
Um,
is. I got it mixed
yeah.
up with send. Shit.
Yeah.
All good.
What
Uh,
So
about
wizard, okay.
Yeah.
sending?
Messages are
So
across the building.
I can also
So-
send something to go and take a message to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And considering Eep's
Um,
unusual nature, can Eep take on some kind of form where she could fly or swim to them and get?
Possibly, but would
That-
probably be about 3 days to get there.
Okay, so not
Yeah.
feasible. Alright, that's alright. That's all I'm
What
gonna
is remember I do have the Carpet of Flame, which is what I was going to
Yeah,
suggest.
yeah,
We fly there.
yeah. That's a better idea. Sorry, I forgot about the carpet.
Hope that Autolycus is standing in water and
Yeah.
possibly have very wrinkled toes. And pick them both. Pick
How
him up,
long
well,
will it
both
take
of
you to
them.
fly there?
If you will, day or
Do
so.
you know what's your
Yeah.
fly speed?
But
Right.
it's not a concentration thing.
Do all of us need to go with you?
It's probably a good idea.
What's
I don't think it's a big enough carpet.
I was gonna say, is your
no,
carpet big enough?
No, it won't be.
I thought you were
Yeah.
You'd have to go by himself to get Autolycus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
'cause
3-seater or 4-seater?
even if
I think
Autolycus
it's a
is in the gem,
What's the?
I don't
Well,
know
if
if pain.
if the pain's in the gem, then yes,
Then
we've
it's
got
fine.
enough.
What's the fly speed of the carpet?
40 or 60, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, 40 is my fly speed, so
Yeah.
if
It's-
it's
yeah,
if it's
it's-
not
it's not
significantly
huge.
faster than that, but
Dresel does
No,
offer
no,
to
but
pull
it's-
Autolycus backwards.
nice. Please
Also,
do that.
The
Yeah.
big thing is the carpet isn't tiring.
But
Because
Drazzle has just offered to pull Autolycus backwards. I say that sounds like a good, easy
That's
option.
as long as it doesn't latch you to the island, the way he latched himself to it by looking at it.
Dresel is unsure.
Hey Jeff,
That's not
Yes.
reassuring.
Pain gets a little bit bored and casts a spell. You are now 500 feet closer to whichever further along the direction that you were going to be.
Bink!
He then goes back to his gem and has a nap.
So does Autolycus look backwards to see how farther he's gone?
No, you're not. Nice try, Martin.
You're bold.
Nice try.
Dimension Door, such a lovely spell.
But, well, how would you know if you haven't done check?
I grabbed your
I believe I
He's-
actually, I
he's
think
not-
I would actually know because I
Yes.
have. Hang on, let me just.
Well, the thing is, you
check.
can't actually. The island is the only point of reference in the water where he is.
So he's just going
No,
to
but my-
spend less
I have,
time swinging
um,
than
If
he
you
thought.
fly on the carpet, it will take you 2 days.
We've got the King King to it, haven't you? That like always gone north and possibly
Yeah.
other bits.
That's the one I've got. Yeah,
Have you? I'll double check the
checking
fly
what
speed.
what it says.
Yeah, that's if it goes at 60 feet. Oh, hold on, I did my map wrong then. That's okay.
Feeds.
Yeah. The other thing is, I think it's actually faster than 60 feet.
Yeah, I always know which way is north. I can remember the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset, and can accurately recall anything you've seen or heard of in the past month.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
So knowing
But
which
don't
way
worry,
is
we'll
north
tell you
doesn't
how
tell you
far
how
away you are
far.
from the island each time. At least
Hold on,
check.
Jeremy. Martin was talking.
Yeah, I was basically saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Knowing
that's
which
fine.
direction is north doesn't tell you how far you've travelled.
I'm not going to look back to work it out.
Well, you probably did it at least once and then figured out that's a bad idea.
No, I've already figured out looking at the odds a bad idea, so I didn't.
You turned
look
back and went,
at the
no, I've done it already.
I was just,
Got toward halfway
I was
there.
pretty much assuming that one of two things was going to happen to Cursed Island. Either I was going to be able to swim away from it and that was going to be it, or I would eventually just end up swimming back to the island.
Okay,
so
6 hours.
Admittedly, if
Which
you are
is not
thinking about the fact of which way is
too hard.
north, then at least you can try and maintain your direction away from the
Well,
island.
that's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know, like, I know
You can
which way
maintain your
north is, so I'm maintaining my southeast.
Okay, so while you're swimming, if you feel something grab onto you, give me a strength saving throw.
I can change shape, can't I? But not
It's
as
the
easily
crab
as...
people. Okay, so we are. So Arizona landlocked.
let's
I,
not
when
say
we go to
anything
lakes, I got afraid
I'll
that
just,
crab people were
like, basically, athletic strength check,
No, just a strength saving throw.
which is strength, isn't it?
Which is, if you don't have strength as a saving throw that you've got a proficiency in, it's just your strength bonus.
Okay.
Because you can have a saving throw for
They-
each attribute.
Are actually quite
Like
slow.
Jaws type. Irrational. Right? And even though I'm an adult now, I still... It's the closest one.
This is annoying.
Zero.
It gives the
So it's a
size.
5.
Okay, you disappear under the water. Something's grabbed you.
Yeah.
I'm screwed because while I
Kelsey?
swim,
And give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
God,
Kelsey?
Hungry and you're interested.
Yeah, no.
Think of a little packet.
The listed
Okay.
species
They're
for
actually on the
rodents, the
Asian.
bigger it is,
So
the slower it goes.
you feel as if you're being pulled inside out.
I've got the second size one.
just
Sorry, Martin.
Yep.
If is that a
Actually,
did something
smaller
visibly cast a
than
spell?
my own running
Nothing
speed.
visibly cast a spell.
Okay.
And as you're watching, he disappears under the water and you feel yourself being pulled along.
I was in the gym.
Actually, this is the thing. The carpet that I've got.
Alright, sorry, just give me 2
The
seconds.
smaller one. The smallest one.
The smallest. Which means it'll basically carry me.
Oh, okay. So yes, we'll carry you.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't? Because I remember
No,
you saying in one of the
but-
previous games it carries 2.
Oh, then.
Yeah.
It's
In
the one
that
that
case, it's
carries
going to be
2.
the second one
Yeah.
up. Because it actually goes in weight capacity, not number of squares. And
Okay. So,
So-
while you're getting your carpet ready to get up on it, you hear
Yeah.
a scream from below deck.
I will go and check out what that is.
You see Tolikus lying on his back with his hair standing up. The whitest you've ever seen him. He looks like he hasn't eaten for about 3 or 4 days.
Without checking, Calcrix turns to Drazzle and goes, "Thank you." Is Drazzle correct? Is Calcrix correct?
Yes, Drussel's got hold of his leg.
Yeah, there you go.
He pulled you backwards.
I'm going to
Cookie.
check him
Dressel.
over medically and make sure he's okay, and then feed him.
He looks close to a weak malnourished.
You get a cookie too if
Soup.
you want it.
Pain peeks out of the gym. What the hell is going on?
You feel as if a week has passed,
Uh,
and you weren't able to get out of the gym for the entire week.
Wow.
Dressel rescued you. You were in a time tunnel, so it may not be
Nice summation.
it may not be correct, but I think it's correct enough.
I
And
think
his skin
there's
is
a
covered in
summation
all
that
little
works.
bite marks.
That I'm not so sure about.
The bite
Time,
marks.
time does have its problems.
Yes.
Let's have gremlins.
You're right about the crab.
So what you're telling me is that Payne went on a holiday in his luxury gym for a week.
He did.
Good ones. Good jokes. Good jokes.
I only say that because I've been looking at a bunch of cards.
Did Payne
Stuck on
need
my card
food
collection.
or
I just
anything
read
like
a
that
bunch
in
of
the
some
deck?
really dark ones in there.
Yeah.
That would work well.
Yes.
Yeah, pain would be.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess pain doesn't need.
Payne has food.
Just
Well, I don't know. Because
Well-
He's had access to his food the entire time.
Calcrix
oh,
also.
okay, yeah, so effectively, yeah, so
Calcrix-
effectively, again, it's a bit like an internal space which can be stored in supplies and bits and pieces.
Calcrix pulls
Not
out
that you know.
No, actually not.
a bag full of cookies and offers them around to people. And then passes one up to eat
Okay.
as well as Grindelwald. Alright, now we need to address the bigger issue of
Okay, we can't go to Sin.
going to Sind, not going to Sind. Under the current circumstances and information, Calcrix is not willing to go to Sind. And she makes that clear to everybody who's within hearing distance, currently gathered.
I do.
Akasoli is still a relevant place to go to.
It's
Yes.
still in Darroquin, so I do think we still need
Definitely.
to go to Akasoli, but
Yeah.
we're not crossing into Sin.
No.
But it's about as close to Sind as you got to the island.
Yep.
Gotcha. So like we'll be really
And
cutting
I-
close essentially.
I will be very restrained and give Tolicus some time before I start asking probing questions about the island and what he saw.
Actually,
Well, a whole 5 minutes.
I
Maybe
have
10.
been-
Time to digest the soup.
Really? 10? That's a long time. Longer
I've
than
got-
Calcrix would give you.
That's it.
I've got a lot of will.
Lonnie will look at him with jealousy.
I don't know how much will I've got, but...
Well, as far as
Sure,
you're concerned, someone drowned you and you've just been reborn in the ship.
Yeah.
You have no you just remember being dragged under the water by something.
Is it
And then you get some
Constitution
soup.
that-
And you're here in lots
establishes
of
your will?
pain, with pain.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you have soup.
Awesome. It's better than
Martin,
Swimming
is it
dead.
Constitution that establishes your will?
It is
wisdom.
Wisdom
Oh, wisdom.
that is your will.
Yeah. Constitution is
I could probably hold out 10 minutes.
Constitution is physical will. That's
Yeah.
endurance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lonnie will look at Dolores with pure jealousy. Lonnie wants to go to the island, but she knows not to because that's stupid.
Yes.
But also she
Jack
wants
Nimmer's
to
just staying in the prow of the ship, looking in each of the flanks and forward
Good.
to see if you can see the white dots in any directions, and making certain they're only staying in front of us.
They only seem to stay in front of you,
Forward.
Can I have
and
another
they haven't got any closer in the hour or so you've been traveling.
Has it been long
Yep.
enough that I
Yeah.
can have another look to
Maybe it's a
report
trick of
back
the
and start
island.
with? Is that one
You've got-
roll?
I'll give
for
you one roll for all of them.
one roll.
Don't look
for all of them?
Maybe. Although
Unless she's looking for
Basil
the
could
island.
actually
I was
put
gonna
you
s-
under
I'm going to try that one and
Could
hope
be
to
Oh,
do.
with Starboard.
have you
Oh, actually,
'Cause it's only
that's
been
a
like
non-natural 20.
an hour.
A non-natural
or so
20?
for
Yes.
us.
Okay, you just see
you're-
dots to
you
the
haven't eaten
west of
before
you.
that.
Okay, so still not all
Not
around.
any, yeah, not
Yeah.
not all around you, not
So
any
Basil was
closer.
involved.
So
Sorry.
I've had another look around on each of the sides and pass on the information to people that I can only see the dots off to the west.
To the west.
West.
Right.
I keep having Jack Nimmer go for the prow of the ship. I'm assuming, like, does this ship effectively have a crow's nest?
It does.
Little one.
Okay. Jack Nimmer will take a position up there then.
Okay, I don't think that Tolicus wants to go back up there for any time soon.
No, I suspect you want to stay
Yeah.
deck bound. For a bit.
Jack Nimmer's not working on the idea of
Under.
it's okay, yep. The images of the scales on the horizon are just that, they're illusions.
Yep.
But that doesn't stop the requirement for a watch
Okay.
around the ship.
Of course.
And we're currently heading to the fort,
And
which
Trolicus
isn't
does feel like he's spent a
No,
week
we are
underwater.
going to the town.
Town,
For
okay.
the south, the town is west.
But not
Okay.
as dead as
Alright,
you'd
thank
expect.
I'm going to find somewhere to go up and go to sleep.
Yes.
I will rest.
Just waiting until we get to the town then, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go start out.
So, 3 more days of that
Yep.
before you actually reach
Which is fully
Akasoli.
recovered by that.
During that time, does
Probably still a bit
Calcrix
gaunt.
get a response to either her prayers to her dragon god or her letters to the Queen of Darkness? Am I right? Did you say when I write a letter to the Queen of Darkness, even if I haven't been able to send it, the Queen of Darkness knows I've written it because it's the equivalent of a prayer?
As a player, you know, but the character does not.
No. Okay. All right.
It just seems, it's just you get responses really quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Do I get any mail while I'm on the ship? He's gonna.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Uh,
when you see the city of Akasoli in sight, the captain hands you a letter saying this arrived for you.
Yeah, nice.
I can actually see her in town walking up with a letter to a courier
Yeah.
and saying,
And a-
I need you to send this letter. And they said, oh, what a coincidence, I've got one
give
for
you
you.
my
Yeah,
reply.
exactly.
Yeah. but you have to send it to get it.
Yes.
Because if you don't send it, you don't get it.
Yes.
And you remember giving the letter to the captain that you wanted to
Okay.
send a few days ago.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't realise or notice that this isn't special.
Well, hey,
Really.
people have magic deliveries all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I just make a presumption that,
Magic.
yeah. I read the letter.
Okay, it is.
First of all, as I always ask, no matter what, how is Herman?
This Herman's doing well.
Okay, good. Herman's the Cthulhu
Very nice.
creature.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Still keeping things going.
Yep. Still getting his coffee made by his priests.
Yep. Got another plantation going.
Nice. Anything else outside of that?
It does say that she has no domain past the borders of Darrakin by agreement. She won't receive any messages once you pass there.
And did she say anything about my concerns about going into Sind? And basically the letter was, I've encountered a conundrum. I'm trying to go into Sind to find out about this mysterious character who seems to have malicious intent towards generally people I consider not evil, good, whatever labels you want to put on it. I know the Queen of Darkness is pretty bendy, so I don't talk in absolute terms.
Well, her response was rather simple.
Yep.
She says, "You don't have to go to him. He's on his way to you."
That's all I want to know. I will pass that message on to Cluor first, and if anyone's with Cluor, I'll let them know. But I'll also, if Drachnam is up in the nest, I will also let him know that information as well, because he's further away from the rest of us. And, but Cluor will be the first person not to talk, because he's also being mentioned by Drazzle particularly about the Master controlling us.
Yeah.
Question, Martin.
Yep.
During the 3 days of travel towards Akasoli, does the apparent image of the sails still remain the entire time in front of us?
It does.
When we're getting towards Akasoli, like towards the coastline, is
Obviously
it?
it's short.
It even seems to appear to be sailing towards you from the land.
Right, yep, that's what I was going to check.
Bloody awesome.
I know it might not do anything, but can I just detect magic?
You can.
I don't know if that's how it works.
You got a spell for it.
Yeah, I know I've got a spell, but I don't know if, I want to see if it's an illusion or not.
Hard to tell depending on where the illusion is based, because most of the time there is a distance,
figured
and
that.
there are enchantments on this ship. There are a lot of different things that are enchanted, and when you
Okay.
start detecting magic, you see a lot of different things around you.
Okay.
Talking to the captain and crew, I'm assuming they haven't had this sort of image crop up in their previous scripts.
For them, it's a sign of ill omen that you shouldn't really go that way.
Is that something that they've historically seen? Over
The
many years?
sailors have historically seen
Yeah.
it. These guys have not personally seen it.
Okay.
So it's just stories.
When you said that, were we a day out of town when I got the letter? So we're not quite.
When you saw the town, on the day that you saw the
Saw
town as
town.
you're going towards
Yeah.
it, is when you got the letter.
Have we then proceeded on to being in town yet?
You haven't reached town yet. You've
Okay.
got the letter, you're looking at the letter, telling the well about the letter,
Yep. Okay.
and then you're going to decide what you're going to do at that point.
Apologise.
As you can hear the sound of a bell ringing from the town.
Yeah. I just brain.
Bell ringing as in
Pain.
arrival, bell ringing as in panic.
You'd think more of arrival, because most people do say something approaching,
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
because you don't really want to have someone show up unannounced,
Yeah.
especially if there's worries about what's coming.
Exactly.
Right, okay. They're ringing the bell to warn the people of the uncountable land ships that are coming from their west.
It'd be really funny to see if once we're off the ship, if we still see the ships.
As I said, right, exactly. We can still see the sails on the horizon,
So just
even when the horizon is all land.
I know that doing a detect magic won't necessarily tell me if it's an illusion or not with the ships and something they've seen. But just on the off chance I roll a natural 20, can I just do a general, I'm a curious dragon detect magic thing?
Well, detect magic generally doesn't have a dice roll.
Oh, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
It has
I
a
won't
very
bother.
limited range.
It's got a range
okay.
of
And it'll tell you where
here to
magic
your
is coming from
footstep.
and what type of magic it is.
And-
Martin is fortunately very patient with me because he'll tell me these things,
Yeah.
but I
I
can't.
know.
So if
change them.
emanations are reaching you from the source, you'll see the edges of the emanations,
Yeah.
but you won't actually be able to see what's causing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to let
And
that
such
one
as
go.
where Paul could see something being pulled in a direction is because something is pulling magic in that direction. So if it had been anyone but Payne doing a teleportation on the lake, you would end up on the island.
So now where I might
Anything
be.
that teleports on the lake lands in the island.
Yeah.
On the island.
In the island, not on the island.
Oh.
In the island. I know I might be cycling because my
And
pain's
like,
bad,
does that
so
mean, like,
if I
you're
bring it up
stuck in the
again,
island
just
or you're
say
Technically, once you're underground, you're stuck in the island.
we discuss this.
Yeah.
Was that there?
I said Amora, I might be cycling around because my pain's bad,
All
so my
good.
memory will be poor. So if I return to it, just say we discussed it.
Yeah. It's all good. So yes, so you can hear the sound of a bell in the distance. You think you'll probably be at the dock in about 2 hours from this point.
And this is the town that we haven't heard from. People haven't heard from.
Akasoli.
Did you just say if we get in
Yeah.
the water, we end up on that line? In the
No,
island?
if you use teleportation effects that Payne was able to
Okay.
bypass, most people end up in the island.
As we get close, Calgrix wants to go and have a bit of splash in the water. But once we're sort of close to docking, not 2 hours out.
Okay. So yes, as you get closer, you do see the in the distance past the town what appears to be a smoke coming up from various points.
Is that
Were
smoke
they-
as in fire smoke? Like
I was going to say,
personal
were
fires?
they in the places where we saw the sails before?
Technically, at that distance, yes.
See, hopefully those fires are real now.
Yes, but it's sort of a
Greg
broad
is currently
fire.
staying in the crow's nest and looking out for any signs of activity or increases from Atoli and beyond. Obviously, the smoke,
So-
whether the smoke would appear to be, from the distance we're looking at, either very big fires or a lot of fires.
That was what I was actually asking. Is it a big wide fire, like one fire, like the town's on fire, or is it the fires of a town that is, say, cooking meals?
Yeah, like all their chimneys.
It looks to be beyond the town,
Ah.
and looks to be lots of different fires.
Oh.
Like campfires?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
At a good distance, you're not going to see campfires. That's a forest
Yeah,
fire.
so if you've got a large military group and they all got campfires,
It's still going to be.
They-
It's still going to be quite
You can-
tenuous.
Then
Yeah.
bonfires.
If we can see it at this range,
If
it's
they've
likely a
got
burning
their
forest.
person
Okay.
wanting to be a god, they may have huge ritual bonfires.
Well, yeah, there's that, but yeah, if they're setting fire to the people of the town, it's still a bonfire.
yeah.
And from
no, technically that's
and from
luxury.
Dratnumir's perspective, it
Not
is
It's
not
a-
the usual horizon you've seen in that direction.
Not the usual.
Yeah,
So it's alarming.
he's
Oh,
he's from this area,
Oh, okay.
and when he looks in that direction, you can see the occasional fire when it's big enough,
Right.
but you don't see what appears to be lots of little
Yeah.
fires along there.
Yeah.
And I will give Dratnumir an insight roll. You should be good at this.
18 on dice and where am I? Inside. 27.
Okay, so
that's not
from what Dratnumir sees, it reminds him of how Francia looked.
Ooh.
Oh.
As in the effects of
The death god.
the one god and the greyness type stuff. Is that what
Yeah.
we're about?
So you don't think it's actually smoke, you think it is ward of some kind.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much like a veil over something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will certainly come down from the crow's nest and let people know that there's problems beyond Axoli, but it does not seem to have reached Axoli yet. So.
And it wasn't here about 4 months ago when you were last here.
Yeah, well, we came here when I was looking and I caught up with the new Dragon Tribe and the Kinesis came back to home plateau. And from assuming Dracniman understands or knows where the theoretical border between Sind and Darrakan was,
Yep.
or how far beyond Axoli the border would be, did it look like this grey haze had crossed the border yet?
It does look like it's crossed the border.
Right.
But it's at the same distance of the sails.
It's within one of these 8 mile exits, so it's probably within about 16 or like 10 to 16 miles of Axoli.
Yeah.
You'd think about 16.
How long would it take me to fly?
Okay, so yeah.
Once you reach town, it'll be faster for you to fly, but till then the boat will start to leave you behind as you're flying.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just.
Because with the wind
It'll
behind it,
be-
it's faster than
I'm
you.
just thinking ahead. That's all.
If you try to fly towards the smoke,
Just for a closer look.
it would be a lot like us trying to get closer to the ships. It would
So,
take
yeah,
a-
so I'll let them know that seemingly
the Sin border.
I see.
Sind, right up to the border, has been encompassed in a haze, a bit like the effects of Francia.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry. My brain just finally clicked about.
About what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what we've learned is trust Lonnie's instincts. The ships aren't real. The fire's not real. It's not real. So it's not a real problem. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not sure about your conclusion, but I
Not
do.
everything is real.
Yeah.
Well, it would seem that
World of
the
magic.
Well, that's true.
it would seem that the master has potentially gained, has been influenced by the one that had taken over Francia, whose name shall
Not be mentioned.
We're not talking Voldemort,
shall
are
not
we?
be named.
So what? So what you've told us essentially is that like its power is similar to the anti-power that we saw in Francia, essentially.
I wasn't with them for this.
And
But I
I'm
did
pretty
hear
certain
you guys talk
the
to some degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
we worked out was the influence of a complete domination by what we think of as
Anti-magic.
Acantiotle.
Well, actually, you think of as Thanatos, who's actually more
Yeah.
powerful than
Yeah.
at Santiotl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Thanatos is basically the equivalent of Cthulhu in the setting as one of the Grey Held Ones,
Yeah.
and also known as the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking the fact that it was, as far as the title was concerned, they were one and the same, but yeah.
No.
That's right.
No, it's Antiochus.
But yes, as you said, he would describe it as one who shall not be named.
Yeah, its Antiochus is rather more focused.
At least on Calcrix's bucket list, Die Spectacularly is at the bottom, and she's on her way towards fulfilling that.
Though you would think from
That is
what
massive.
you've heard of what the Master does, corruption, which at Santiotl is all about, may actually be sponsoring him or any of the other major gods of
Yeah.
destruction.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
So you would be getting.
Oh.
Well, but okay,
so we
but
can assume
from,
from what the characters know.
Okay, look at the fact of it seems to be the same effect as Francia, so Dracniman was happy to lead to the worst conclusion.
So, having
Good
overheard references to Francia and that Calcrix asks whoever's willing to tell her what are they referring about, because she wasn't with you guys then.
Lonnie will explain to Calcrix what that was
Yeah.
like.
I will also describe it. Yeah.
Please.
A
someone-
world with a
Please
single
actually
god
describe
who has basically dominated the world and removed all magical creatures.
Yep.
But what brought them
It
there,
looked
and how
like-
did they come out of it?
We were there because of a
Curse.
cursed castle that was actually
Outside
held
of time.
between worlds
Okay.
between ours and that one.
Reminds me of so many places we've encountered along the way.
Yes.
But yeah.
And it was World War One setting,
Right.
World War One period.
Yeah.
The one god was in that setting the god of the Catholic Church,
Okay.
So
and
outside a game would be the Catholic Christian God.
Yeah.
yes,
In game,
in game it was
Catholic God.
well.
I think
no,
no different.
it wasn't at all.
No,
It wasn't at all. It was the Catholic Church,
Yeah.
but it was
What we know as Thanatos.
Thanatos was the actual god behind it all,
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
and being
I'm trying to remember.
and being basically anti-magic
Yeah.
meant that he could suppress magic of everybody else and arcane magic,
So how did you survive this quest?
because it wasn't 100% suppression. We managed to get out before the suppression got bad enough.
So
We found the two.
Hold on. One of the things that we managed to find an escape route before we got suppressed into the ground. What was really depressing was we had to run away, knowing that everyone else in that world was about to lose all their magic and die.
So that's what Calcrix wanted to know. What was the end
Yeah.
result? We lost that war.
And
You
we-
guys
that-
escaped with your lives,
we
but
managed to get away because
but
there was no
not-
way we could do
Well,
anything about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So-
that world was already lost before we
Yeah,
got there.
basically.
It had been lost likely for
Yeah.
hundreds of years.
Well, the
it was
question-
lost because there wasn't really any of the other gods there.
Yeah.
the question
Yeah.
Calcrix is trying to grapple with right now is, are we on a similar path here? And rather than
Well,
trying to resist this
it's-
god, would
He
we be
is,
better trying to save
from what we
people?
can say
No.
is he is still a man at this stage.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
He is
not an
not.
immortal
He's
yet.
not a god yet.
Okay.
But should he succeed in this quest,
Right.
that will be the result.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing. His Drazel's vision
Yeah.
is his success.
Yes. Okay.
What we're going to do is make sure that
It's not
vision
that.
never happens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
So
possible to do that.
And
That's-
his quest does rely on the
Yeah.
Llewellyn Calcrix.
Yes.
And pain.
Hey guys, I do apologise. I've got to head off for the night.
All good.
No worries.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, David.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. And despite the fact this would probably go along with Payne's personal desires, he'd be under control and or basically powering something and wouldn't like the process.
So he needs pain as well as,
As us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
curiosity.
he,
Would be a bad idea to free Pain.
A bad idea. What?
if you free, well,
Free
he's,
him.
he's actually bound more by his warlock patron. He's actually
So
under
you
control
can't
of-
technically free him.
No.
Unless you kill him.
And perhaps maybe does he even want to be freed if he's
That's-
bound by his
that's-
patron?
No, that's between him and his patron.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
says that he hates what his patron is doing,
Yeah.
but he's got no problem using the powers.
Yeah. So it sounds like this is an agreement they've made,
Well,
and although
Yeah.
he may not be happy
Yeah,
with
I-
it as such, it is something that he has consented to.
yeah, I think more he's been told, because in some cases a warlock can be informed
Yeah.
that they now have a patron.
Oh, I see. So he may not be a willing.
No, he's
No,
not
he's
a willing.
not.
He's not a willing warlock, but he's willing to use the powers his patron gives him.
Okay.
Normally, what you'll get is some dweebus gets some fae who decides on a whim to
Yeah,
play
fine.
silly buggers with his poor Dougal,
Yeah.
who happens to be good at some stat or another and,
Yeah.
and be a warlock. In this case, it's some non-evil immortal
Yeah.
has gone. This guy
You look like you're fun to
needs a
play with.
lesson,
He's chosen an evil being.
and or.
Yeah.
And or, if I turn him to... Sorry, he will be a useful tool for something in the future.
So every time he thinks of doing something evil, he's in lots of
He's
pain.
in pain.
So
Yeah.
it's not an
That's
evil
his
god.
So yeah, I was gonna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a good god either.
No, he's not necessarily a good god, but he's a non-evil.
I know, I just made the point.
Yeah.
So he's not evil,
Well, yeah.
he's not good, he's
To
probably...
be honest, I'll take neutral over evil every day.
Yeah.
The majority of the
Yes.
gods of the setting are not good.
Yeah.
A majority of the settings of the gods are not evil.
Yeah.
You'll only have a handful in the good and evil buckets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, the ones that are evil are usually really evil.
That's what makes them evil, is
Yes.
that all their actions are evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just
Fair enough.
A couple of them. Yeah.
And not just from a perspective.
Alright, so we're waiting to arrive in port.
Okay, so you arrive in the port of Arcasoli,
Yeah.
and you can see a shimmering in the distance.
Okay.
Even you can all see it clearly from the town.
So is this have that familiarity of the fleet and of the smoke?
It makes you feel of the smoke and the fleet, but now that you're closer to it, it just sees as something wrong. You don't really want to go that way.
Yeah.
It's like your brain was trying to come up with ways to stop you going that way.
Okay. I don't know that Calcrix needs that much disincentive considering Drazzle's vision.
But when you see that it actually rises high above the land itself, the Vale, even if you were to fly over there, you would end up in it.
Yeah, so as Draknamar and then everyone else explained, this is on the border of Sind, shielding Sind from prying eyes and dissuading people from going into Sind. Is that correct?
Well, no, more than likely. Well, they're part of that. It's also more than likely expanding from Sin.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's getting...
Or in the sense, in
okay.
sense, rather, it probably expanded from a location within Sin,
and is
and
now...
it just happens to be
it makes sense.
just encroaching the border now.
It makes sense that all of this stuff about don't go into Sin is because that's where the Master is presently most powerful.
Yeah.
And you're walking into his home territory.
domain.
So,
A bad idea.
theoretically,
So
I could walk up to the border or within a kilometre of it and just wait for that to engulf me and then encounter the Master.
at which point he takes you over and you become his tool.
But have I gone into Sin?
No.
No, but he just walks up and takes you anyway.
So anyone who gets caught into it gets taken over.
Yeah, well,
How then are we going to deal with him?
But I think that's when
Well,
you,
that's
No,
what
we don't know.
we have to get off and explore
Yeah.
more. We can't.
and we
that's
have to
what
try
we're
and
here to
stop
do.
him before he gets to that point. And
Yeah.
we do that.
Yeah.
I think what the discussion's been that if we get him now, we can sort it out now before he
Yeah.
completes
Yeah.
his conquest or whatever it is.
Well, from what Llewell knows, he is powerful enough to take on any of the god's avatars and win.
Yeah, we're looking at a level 20.
And
No,
I suspect it would also be
plus,
reasonable to
plus.
say that whilst there might be a technical border between Sind and Darrican that's approximately 16 miles west of Akasoli,
Yeah,
I
that's
think it could be fair to say that if that haze is 2 miles from Akasoli, that counts as the border between Sind and Darrican.
So
that's
at
now
the
the new
moment.
border.
At the moment.
I guess, and look, I understand this, but I'm trying to grapple with the idea of how do we face this guy if we
If we
like-
can't go into Sin.
if we can't go,
Yeah,
you
well-
know,
I think we need to explore around the town and find
Yeah.
things out.
We
from
need to
there.
find out
Yeah.
more. We need
Yes.
to find out more. We can't make assumptions at this point.
yeah.
We
And
maybe,
that's what I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out. Where are we going to go? The library?
Wizards. This is a small town. We need.
Places.
No, this is one of the largest.
It's quite a large
cities in the world.
town.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there would be a library.
yeah.
There will be a library. It's
And
the
it's like a-
it's that this is what used to be the stop-off point before going into Sin
Gotcha.
Right.
So
For
it
the rest
would've
of the
been-
world.
So
yeah,
it's-
it would
so
have
Is
been
there
like
like a
a
so it's
magic
made-
guild
lots
of
and lots of
some
major
sort there,
trading.
or school?
There is
University.
there is the equivalent of university.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
I-
It has one of the biggest military presence in the region
Yep.
because it is a city and it has to deal
And
with
it's
the
a border
Atruaghin
city.
clans.
It's a big border city.
Considering the
Yes.
size of the city, is there a Redrian style inn or post here?
Oh,
There was.
Yes, there was, but the portal was cut off. Hence why we did it this way.
I would suggest once we get off the boat, that's where we go.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
Yep.
You head there and you find where the inn used to be and it's been burnt down,
Oh.
Oh,
as have all the temples.
Oh.
oh.
And
Wow. One of the other things I'd be curious about when we first go to the docks,
Yours is-
before going to the city.
yours is the only ship at the docks.
Yep, okay. But the people,
People are trying
Are
to
they-
they're trying to
are
buy
they-
passage onto the ship to go.
yeah, but are the people generally Darricanese, or does there seem to be a larger mix of desert nomad type tribes than we would expect for this town.
You see the regular mix of Yalari, Traldar, and Thayat, and Atruaghin sort of mix of people here.
Yeah, given this is a major border city, a big major border city, it's going to have everybody.
Oh yeah, and it's more a case of whether, like, I wanted to make certain that it hasn't actually already been effectively taken over by the forces of the Master.
It's not great, and it's not covered in
sin.
And you can see that the it did have a sky tower like the Darkin City did, but it's also been knocked over.
Great.
Are there any town hall type buildings?
There is a what appears to be a theatre that's been turned into the town hall.
Okay.
Oh,
which
which indicates the actual town hall has been also burned down.
So
I might head towards the town hall if people want to come with me. They're welcome.
Or someone's trying to
Looks like
make
a place
nice to the
on
master
info.
by.
You see posters up about a druid doing a song and dance, bringing lots of animals towards them on the side of the town hall.
Okay.
In relation to Friday night's group.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
It was a theatre.
Yep. Would this druid be a elf?
Well, anyone would assume that someone who could summon animals to them is a druid, even though it was the Disney princess character.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I'm asking. Is it an
What?
elf?
It is.
Female elf.
Yes.
Okay. Does she
Why do they
have?
have
Is
a
there
Disney
a
princess character?
polar bear in the
He got
picture?
cursed. He was a emo elf up until that point.
So someone made him an opposite.
Yes,
So is there a polar bear in the picture?
there is.
Does Calcrix recognise the polar bear?
Yes.
And does she recognise?
She's even in the
Chauffeur?
picture.
Yep. Okay, she's in the picture too. That's my friend Chauffeur.
Right.
And
so we
her-
turn up and suddenly you're on a poster.
No, I'm not on a poster. These are my friends.
No, her
He-
picture's actually on the poster as well.
Oh.
He did say you're on there
Oh,
as
I'm
well.
on the poster. Oh, the
Yeah.
white dragon with the
No,
jazz
no.
wings?
No, he did say, you said, do I recognise the polar bear? And he said, yes, and you're on it too.
All good. She just takes
My
a
brain
bit with the
didn't
capture.
process
Yeah,
it.
no, that's fine.
Yep.
And so you don't remember
Does-
you don't remember playing here, but hey, I'm sure people had a dragon costume.
Oh,
and
okay, so I don't remember.
Maybe. Yet.
You remember making the musical, just not performing it everywhere.
Okay, alright, fair enough. That's
You
all cool.
did the original performance in
Yeah.
Galantry City, which was then copied and sent elsewhere,
Yeah. Well, you
as
know.
people do when they find something that they enjoy.
Yeah.
I make a note to Grindelwalfle that we should check in on our royalties and make sure that any owing to Chauffeur gets sent on towards her.
Then you realise there's no IP store or company that does copyright.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Except
I've
Wizard
been.
Gods.
Well, I would have thought you would be more concerned about the fact that these other representatives of Redrian's Investigation Bureau have been sent here and not heard from again.
Well, these though. Well, I'm a little bit uncertain about the timing. Is this 2 years before?
The poster looks like it might be about 3-4 years old.
Oh, okay. So it is
It's
a lot
bit
longer
ancient
than
and
that.
tattered.
Yeah,
Right.
my
that
reference to
still looks
the
pretty,
royalties
good
was that
for
we
what it
would
is.
sell sheet music and things like that and make money out of it, and we'd give a portion to Chauffeur. So I was just trying to make a little reference there for other players in the Friday night game who might see it and find it amusing.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I'm not focused on that 100%. I am, as you said, it is a bit of a mystery as to what's happened with them, because I don't think that no, Thala writes to me. How do I get Thala's letters though? How does that work?
Delivered by Sudden Pixie.
Because I sent Thala to replace myself on that group,
Mhm.
and Thala and I exchange letters all the time.
Through Drazzle.
So is that through Drazzle?
Yeah.
So what I know of Thala then is that they continue on their quest. So as far as I'm concerned, Drachnima, those people haven't disappeared. They've gone on to other quests.
But it's not those people who disappeared, as other groups from Redrin have
Redrin,
disappeared.
yeah. Where
he's
did we
had
find that
he's
out
had
from?
more than
From Ridgewood.
3 groups.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
He sent us out here to find out.
yeah. So I'm going to the town hall. I've seen the poster. I'm
Yeah.
going into the town hall to find out more information about.
Because it was a theatre, it did have pictures of troops of other things.
Yeah, okay,
and it
yeah.
was just, that caught your eye because
Okay,
you were
so
in
that
it.
was just a
Yeah.
side garnish of
Yeah.
entertainment. Okay, cool. Is there anyone in charge in the town hall?
You see what
front
appears to
desk?
be a city. Well, it's a city official is the closest you can come to it. He looks a little haggard and worn, and looks surprised at you coming in. He says, "Where are you from? We haven't had visitors for a while."
Yeah, I can sort of see why. What's been going on locally? Like buildings burnt down, knocked over, and whatever. Who's been
We've had a
doing
lot
that?
of bad luck. Fires just keep starting,
In very specific types of buildings.
and we haven't been able to figure out why or who did it.
Well, the place is definitely under attack, given the buildings that have been burnt down and so on.
But no one's seen the people coming or going.
No,
So how do you stop someone you can't see?
that's true.
Have there been any magic users who have tried to investigate it without leaving the town? Like just, not to go to the scene. But
We had a bunch of priests who said that they will commune with their god to find out what happened
The temple burned down, right?
while they were communing.
Yeah.
I see. And has that happened to anyone who's tried to investigate it? Is there?
We had some people who said that they thought they saw some people heading out west afterwards, so they went out after them.
And you would come back.
Didn't come back. None of our caravans have come back that normally come back at this time of the year. This is when the first caravans are supposed to be on their way across the lake, and we've had no ships arrive. You're the first ship that's actually arrived.
So I think
Yeah.
the boats might be anything, but most
Yeah.
steer off less of sailors.
Yeah. I'll describe for him what we saw on the lake. The fact of huge fleet on the horizon.
That would turn any sailor back.
Exactly. It didn't turn us back because we insisted that we keep going. We also worked out it was an illusion, but yeah, the normal ship's crew would look at that.
You
and
say
go,
we. I
No.
think Lani deserves credit.
"Oh, Lani determined."
Lonnie's gut had
Lonnie-
it right.
Yeah, Lani, our well-practiced ship's officer, managed to persuade the crew to continue, and we used it with the help of that crew and Lani's persuasion. We managed to persuade them to let's determine that it's actually an illusion. So someone is deliberately turning ships away from you.
We've also seen
I wouldn't be
what
su-
appears to be mechanical contraptions moving from the west towards us. They're definitely not living creatures.
Can he
Right.
describe them in more detail?
Well,
And
Yeah,
he
it's
describes
going
something
to-
that looks like that.
Oh, I see. Yep. All right.
That doesn't look good.
That is very bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Also handy, the title is Master of the Desert Nomads.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. Because,
Not sure
well,
if this
hey,
is a good
the
thing.
master.
And the other half of that one is called the Temple of Death, so
Yeah.
things are places to go to.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you say the Temple of Death?
Yeah,
that's the second adventure.
that's the conclusion to the Master of the Desert Nomads.
Yes.
It's both a good and a bad thing. I have such a horrible memory.
That's
yeah,
okay.
beats everything's always a surprise. That's useful.
So this is also part of the same storyline.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So
Yeah, that's a sort of side thing where you get into a war, isn't it?
Yes, it's actually what was the roughly Immortals also based around. So they
Yeah.
changed the time frame of this.
Right.
So this was supposed to be
So-
set 100 to 200 years in the future.
Okay.
So does he describes these vehicles of war, for lack of a better description. And what did he say about them? That they were
They seem to move out of the shimmering mists, and then the mists seem to move over them.
Okay, so it seems like they're being moved around in secret for the most part.
Well, I think the mists follow them.
I see. Okay,
So it's almost as if they are the center point of.
Or they're the edge of it.
Yeah.
So as they move,
Yeah.
the
So as
the mist
they-
slowly move.
They move
come behind
the
it.
mist. Oh, so it's almost as if they're the.
It's like if you had
This is where the line is.
if you had infantry, the infantry clear the way, and then
Oh, if I had a.
So one of the priests did say that the mists were linked to the world tree.
the world tree. Should you be
Is the
talking
world-
to
wait,
some family?
Was it is world tree like elf tree or is world
The,
tree?
the, the elf tree is a child of the world tree.
Yeah.
That's the one that we were just protecting, correct?
Yes.
I just want to
Yes.
make sure there's not another tree that I don't
No.
know of.
That the world tree is what connects the planes.
It sounds like our.
You can
Yeah,
actually
keep the
use the
trees
world tree
alive.
to traverse
It's
the
part of
planes.
that.
You did yourself? Like the
Yggdrasil.
horse?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are more
Yeah.
than one present on the planet.
Gotcha.
The trees of life are a
Child.
part of it,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
but not
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
They represent more the earth aspect of the
Yeah.
tree.
It's a more local power.
Yeah.
Now we need to look out throughout the Tusker the talking squirrel. So,
The talking
squirrel.
squirrel.
And a Tosca.
Sorry, my brain's drawing a
No,
blank.
It's okay.
No.
I'm making Viking
Yeah.
references.
No,
Yes. The
and normally I'm very good up on my mythology, but
Yeah. there's Ratatoska is the name of the squirrel, and he passes messages between God at the top and the bottom of the tree,
Yep.
and he's one
Makes sense.
scatty, and two has a tricksy sense of humour.
Okay.
So the messages are almost always garbled,
Yep.
wrong, or just weird.
And when he does pass it along correctly, people always are suspicious.
Well,
Because they don't
that's the
they
thing,
believe
you
in
cannot
what he says.
trust him. So even if only one message in 5 is total garbage,
Or
can't
one message
tell.
in 5 is absolutely truth.
you can't tell.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
Um, Alright,
So yes, and that he does say that was
So he's
the
your spirit animal.
last bit of information that the priests were able to pass on before they died. And it seems to be some sort of ley network.
Which makes sense it being the trees. Because the trees sort of set that up.
are there,
So,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm just thinking. So you carry on.
Which also means you could probably understand how Ilsendal got the idea if someone was already doing it.
Yes. And here's me with a tattoo of a tree on the side of my face.
I don't
So
know,
he's
you
probably-
can always use makeup.
So I know, but he's, well, actually, probably not because it glows a bit. But he's standing there telling us about the trees that the priest told him about, and I'm standing in front of him with a tree down here.
And considering a tree seems to be what they're looking for,
A tree seems to be what who we're looking for?
The bad guys.
the bad
The
guys.
bad
yes.
guys. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have been seeking out the world trees.
I would
And-
suggest some sort of
I-
balaclava sort
yeah,
of covering.
I'm going to go for a Yolarum veil.
They do have lots of them here.
Yeah, and lots of people that aren't wearing their clothes anymore because they're gone.
Guarantee if they don't look at your torso, they'll be like, you look beat
If I wear loose clothing,
Yes. 100%. Sorry, man.
Are there
Oh.
any
yeah. Oh, I've done that before.
Yes.
magic users, priests, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, left in the city?
Yeah.
He points at Luell.
So all of them have been destroyed or have left?
This wasn't a centre of magical learning. This was one of their martial centres.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And all the sages they had were associated with the temples.
And they're all gone now. One way or another.
What
Yeah.
about town leaders? Are there any of those left?
He holds his hand up.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
yeah,
great.
no, that's okay. That's all right. I'll just
Kelsey.
Checking into the stasis of.
He's been waiting on messages from Darrakin City. He's tried to send quite a few along, but since the town hall went down and their communication network went with it.
Is there
It was
any kind of, I want to say defensive forces? Fairly sure the answer's no, but
He has about 200-300 soldiers available to him out of the 500 that were stationed here.
yeah,
What happened to the other ones?
They've disappeared over time.
either died or left. Wouldn't blame them for
West.
leaving.
Yeah.
A lot of people are trying to leave. I'd be surprised if your boat doesn't end up overcrowded.
I would not be at all surprised if the first thing they did after we got off was see the approaching people and slip the key and make sure people couldn't get on board. Because otherwise they'd have got sunk.
Maybe, yeah.
There were enough people there at the time.
He doesn't know what to do with the people because they keep asking what we should do. What should we do? He says, looking at you as someone of importance.
Technically, if they're not willing to fight, I think we should be sending them off to away.
Well, they could fight, but
No, there's no point.
No.
Your best bet, get all the supplies you can, organise, and all the transport you can, and leave.
Yeah.
Head south. The southeast.
Yep.
Yeah. We are going to investigate this to find out what can be done about it. You are not in a position to really do very much, except save yourselves.
I will ask this. If you come across anybody like us, groups of adventurers, questers, who feel that they want to try and contribute, I won't say no to help.
Yeah,
You
if we
know
can
what I
get
mean?
some, that'd be great.
Yeah. But we're not talking your average priest, we're talking,
Yeah,
you know,
Adventurers.
yes.
Yes.
The more beginner type of adventurers I'd keep with you as cover on the road.
As protection.
Yeah.
well,
the super version of caravan guards.
as you're talking to him, you hear the sound of bells again, but this time it's more of an alert.
Right.
okay.
And I think we'll end up finishing the session then with
That
them
sounds-
sounding an
Oh,
alert.
don't we get just any little bit more? Do we rush out of the
No.
building and see something?
Well, you could rush out of the
Can
building,
Calcrix
but
rush out of the building and see if she can see anything?
you rush out of the building and
I'm not going to remember anyway, so
No.
go on.
you find yourself, because you're in the center of the city, it's probably coming from the west.
Calcrix flies up. Can she see anything? I
Okay.
still got dice out. I'll roll if I need to.
She does see something, and what she sees, I'll tell you next session.
I knew it. I knew it was going to do something like that, but that's okay.
Of course.
I got it. You got to give him a bit of fun sometimes. He works hard.
Basically wants us to be keen for next session. To
Oh,
find
yeah.
out
He
how
does,
it's going.
but
You got to have that. Got to have the cliffhanger.
it's nice sometimes to poke him.
It was nice
He
having an
knows that I'll
easier session
accept it.
today to get back into the swing of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that?
Christmas is a killer.
Yeah.
Session.
Yeah.
Yeah. My.
But Martin
I've-
also needs time to
Oh,
help
yeah.
every characters and
Yeah.
he's doing
there's
this massive
I'll-
transition
I'll
of.
have a play with trying to.
Well, I still have
Yeah,
about
well,
4,000
yeah.
pages to transfer.
Yeah.
It's not incumbent on everyone to do that. It's just
no, but it's a saving.
yeah.
Well, actually looking
As
at
it- as it be
level up
noted,
stuff,
40 plus
actually
hours
feel
per
much better
character.
and I'll give
Yeah.
more choices.
If we can save him that.
Yeah,
It takes a while to get
a
through
part
that.
of I guess what it is
There's
is
all those combat maneuvers and aggression.
what I think
that
Martin
find
appreciates
at
is
some
just
point might be
that
nice
you
to
guys
know what I can
support
actually
that he
do.
does do
Oh,
that
yeah.
sort of thing.
Have a look
These are
at-
really nice.
And
Have a look
like,
at Lani's character
and
because
Jeff
it has all that stuff put in there.
perfectly emulate the kind of people in the sense that you
Yeah.
get here on time, you make sure we know that you're coming.
Yeah.
And these are all the small things that don't seem like much, but
Yeah,
they,
but
they
it's
help him.
No, but
So
I've
thank you
got-
very much, Jeremy. We'll see you
Nice
tomorrow
playing
night.
again.
I've got
Yep.
another
All good, yep.
and they're all over the
Yeah.
place. And
Yeah.
It's really driving.
Okay. Based on the way we finished, I won't talk about the fact that the party might have split slightly. On the fact that I was going to say that Jack Dimmer had seen the party going towards the centre of town and talk to the officials there, he was tempted to go to the southern edge of town and find out what the traffic was like up towards the Atruaghin Plateau, thinking, what are they doing?
Did you want to
worthwhile
just
checking,
do that
but,
with
yeah.
Martin? Or?
I'm happy to do that at the start of next session.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
And it's on video at the moment, so we
Well,
we can remind him.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys questions if we got out
Okay,
the door, but
so I'm going to put it on to end
I was gonna show you
session.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Have a good night all. Thanks very much.